All right, I'm coming, aren't I? Don't you give a man a minute. God's truth. And I'm chapel, too, so let's not get off in a misunderstanding, eh?
Don't be concerned on that score, I'm not collecting.
Oh, not that I wouldn't give.
I've been told you might have a house to let.
Really? Oh, well, that is yes.
Sister Monica.
It's number 8, just opposite.
Shall we say the first quarter in advance, Mr. Murray?
Yes, thank you. I can't in conscience make a reduction, you understand, be it for the cloth.
You're not unworldly. We know you must live. Our little order has some generous benefactors.
Praise the Lord for that, eh?
Blessed be his name forever. Such kindness, Mr. Phillips, bless you.
It's a poor offering, sister, in truth. The family and master away, you see. A few broken victuals and some old clothes.
A crippled orphan needs little in the way of luxuries, Mr. Phillips.
James will help you with them to your cart.
No need.
James, it's no trouble to him, sister.
God bless you for your kindness, Mr. Phillips. We will pray for you. And may the Lord's special favour light upon this house of Hawley Manor.
James! James! Better lie! Be quick, boy, lie, and quick! There's a robbery going on, the manor broken and burgled! Robbery! Lie! James! James!
Louisa Pirkis, with Gayanne Potter as Miss Loveday Brooke.
Redhill now.
Who wants me, Mr. Dyer?
The police. An Inspector Gunning.
Oh, do we know him?
I don't recall him amongst our clients, but there seems to be a general idea gaining ground. Women detectives, such as your estimable self, Miss Brooke, are considered less likely to attract attention than men.
Hardly a recommendation.
Oh, I mean they are more satisfactory than men.
Better.
And particularly where the case is one of mere suspicion.
Redhill, you say?
Inspector Gunning.
Country house robberies.
Oh, you know already.
I read the newspapers, and it's the right season for such crime.
Now, Gunning clearly has suspicions of quite a large and well-organised gang at work in his district. He's particularly concerned about secrecy, his men being all well-known faces in the area.
Well, on the other hand, a stranger's presence is equally bound to attract attention.
Well, as to that, you are supposed to be a nursery governess on the lookout for a situation, which should allow you plausibly to visit any country houses you may wish, and to lodge in a draper's shop room which the inspector has already hired for you.
He rather takes it for granted I'm not busy.
He was given to understand your bag is always packed ready.
Well, I'm not pining for a week or so of perfect laziness.
You must be on the 11.5 from Victoria.
I suppose Gunning will meet me at Redhill.
At Merstham, the station before. He thinks he may be watched. He will join you in your carriage for the last part of the
How
journey.
will he know which it is?
You'll put your hand out of the window, holding the morning paper.
Best not get into a ladies-only compartment, then.
I'll have the boy whistle up a cab.
Inspector Gunning seems to want to control every detail. I know the type. I wonder, did he specify I should waive any particular morning paper?
Miss Brooke?
Good morning, Inspector.
Gunning. I had the honour of seeing you give evidence once at the Assizes in Brighton. I was very favourably impressed. So naturally, in this case, well...
You have a gang of country house burglars at work, it appears.
Yes, and a pretty strong suspicion as to whom they are, too. Nuns.
Oh, how very unusual.
Brummagem nuns, of course.
How do you know they're not genuine?
Oh, well, that, Miss Brooke, is what you have come to discover. By Jove!
What is it, Inspector?
Oh, I walked 3 miles to meet you on purpose to avoid being seen on the platform at Redhill. Damned wasted effort, turns out. There's a fellow on the sidings. No, don't look. Blast it.
No doubt he's taken good stock of us both, then.
I'm afraid anyone seen in my company is likely to be spied upon. Damnation take the fellow.
So we have to spy upon the gang while they spy upon us.
Well, that's the long and the short of it, Miss Brooke.
I did observe, however, that he looked more like a workman than a nun.
Obviously. But the nuns are at the heart of it. There are 4 of them. Call themselves undenominational, whatever that means.
I assume connected with no religious sect, but worshipping as and where they see fit.
Name of their rather recent founder. Other than to say it's a wealthy lady who wishes her name kept a secret.
There are such benefactresses.
The order is renting a small house, which the sisters claim to have opened as a home for little crippled orphans.
And do they have any such children?
Oh, yes. They're indispensable. Every day the supposed nuns take 1 or 2 of the children off on an old donkey cart and go for a sort of begging ramble through the villages.
And wherever they go, a country house is thereafter soon burgled?
As sure as night follows day. A week ago they visited Hawley Manor. There was a break-in within 12 hours.
Coincidence can be a strange thing.
Well, one sort of coincidence has never failed me yet. Have you heard of a man's face being enough to hang him?
You're not an enthusiast for physiognomy, are you, Inspector?
You think there's nothing in it? Wait till you see their sister Monica, then. I never saw a woman's face of such a low and criminal type.
Do you mean she is plain?
Miss Brooke, she is repulsive.
And do you consider that enough to hang her?
Sister Anna looks pretty well for it too.
Good morning, sir.
Though she'd be that any day.
You shouldn't speak to her like this, Mr. Murray.
It's only a little compliment. Any ordinary woman'd be grateful. And you're all sisters under your skins. Sisters, you see.
Come along then, young un. Oh, cold. And we found great bounty at Wooten, you see.
Damn me, but you did.
Mr. Murray, please, the children.
Do you want some help?
Thank you, that would be a kindness.
I'll just put the bicycle up. Now, which of this lot would you like unloading first?
Make your own choice.
Righto then. Money giving out charity like this?
Ask, and it shall be given unto you, saith the Lord.
I should say it has. And you got all this from Wootton Hall, did you say?
The house to be marked tempting. In a burglar's list, I mean.
Wootton Hall. It's indexed to... there, on the map.
You've been very thorough, Inspector.
Every country house within 10 miles, Miss Brooke. The blue marks are those that have already been robbed or attempted.
Your notes, too, are invaluable. Here we are, Wootton Hall. Lately changed hands, family plate extensive and splendid, in daily use and left entirely in butler's care. The house has benefit of complicated passages and corridors.
But then half a sovereign to a dismissed servant can put a dozen plans of the place into dishonest hands.
Indeed. Or perhaps one visit by your sisterhood would do the same, Inspector.
Every housebreaker stands in need of good intelligence.
Every detective, too. Here's a place they'll have struck out. House empty during winter months. That means all valuables sent to the bankers. We'll excise it, too. What does EL stand for?
Is that at North Cape? Electric lighted. You can safely cross that house off, Miss Brooke, I fancy.
You think so?
It's my consideration that electric lighting is one of the greatest safeguards against burglars a man can have.
Well, provided he doesn't rely exclusively on it. Is this the only such house in the district?
That's right. Though I'm sure the good example will rub off on others. Electric lighting will save the police a lot of trouble these dark winter nights, believe you me.
But in the meantime, the house is listed as containing magnificent plate and considerable jewellery. I think I shall leave North Cape on the list of possible targets.
This is Redhill, Miss Brooke. I've hired you an above-shop room that immediately faces the head of Paved Court. That's where the Sisterhood resides. Mrs. Golightly, the proprietress of said drapers, has given this key to the side door so that you can let yourself in and out as you please.
Does she know what I'm doing there?
She is discreet. But if you wish, you can find far more comfortable quarters for the night. This hotel is just outside the town.
Oh, thank you.
I shall carry on another stop, just in case, so you may be seen to alight on your own.
Do you seriously believe this gang is large and organized enough to follow your every move, Inspector?
Oh, I have little doubt about it.
Then such deep plotters may have imagination enough to defeat even your electric lighting.
Yes. Well, that may be the way in London, Miss Brooke, but out here in darkest Surrey, the burglar is still a traditionalist at heart.
Observations made at 4:30 afternoon, November 11. Paved court, Redhill. Collection of 4-roomed houses. Distinctly unhealthy terrace. More than half unlet. Number 8. Light in upper window. Dormitory room for children? ? Donkey cart and 2 sisters. 3 children riding. Clothes ? Bundled on cart. 1 very tall woman, near 6 feet. Other smaller, 5 feet 6. Both in blue serge nuns' dresses. Tall, older one, Sister Monica by Gunning's description. N.B. If physiognomy not false science, Sister M's face indeed coarsest, most repellent criminal type ever observed. To follow up.
Home at last, children.
Sister Anna,
What is it, Davy?
when are we going to eat? I'm hungry.
Now. Once. Let's go in and see what we got, shall we?
Younger sister Anna, rather beautiful. Still, sad-looking face. Criminal type ? No.
There we go. Then you come. And in we go to tea. That's it.
Evening, sister. Good afternoon's work.
I got a little lost, so we're a bit late home.
Oh, I expect the little ones are hungry then. Surprised you found your way in the dark.
You can talk with a broken bicycle light.
I meant being new to the neighbourhood as you are. Not as good a haul as you got this morning at Wootton.
Christa God's Mills, nevertheless, Mr. Murray.
Sisters visited Wootton AM.
Better luck tomorrow, eh? Good evening, sister.
First reported them to the police.
For every morning at 10 precisely they set off on their rounds, and never earlier, never later. But Sundays excepted. Though that's natural, being nuns, you know.
Very fine coffee, Mrs. Golightly, thank you.
You asked for it strong, and that'd keep a dormouse all through winter without a wink of sleep, that would. So to keep your eyes open for your observing.
Mrs. Golightly, do you know that man?
Because I know fairly near every face in Redhill, Miss Brooke. Although I can't see him very well. Until he turns into the lamplight. But no, I don't think I've ever seen him before. He looks a bit suspicious, standing around like that. So perhaps I better make sure my shop's properly shuttered up. But do you know him?
I've observed him once already today, from the train I arrived in.
So then perhaps you've a secret admirer, Miss Brooke.
No. No, I don't think so.
Miss Brooke, isn't it? I wonder if I could beg 5 minutes' talk of you.
I am Loveday Brooke, but you have the advantage of me, I'm afraid.
Oh, my name is George White. I was present about a month ago at one of your trials in Newcastle. You'd solved the mystery. I mean, I was reporting for my father's local paper.
Oh, you're a long way from home then, Mr. White.
I should know your face among 1,000. You see, I watched you so closely as you gave your evidence. You hanged the man.
Not in person.
Oh, I mean, your evidence hanged him.
No, Mr. White, his crime hanged him. And are you plotting an editorial now?
No. Though a literary man's always on the hunt for a story. No, you're right, of course, Miss Brooke. I am a long way from home. In fact, I've got into great trouble, and you may actually be the only person in the whole world who can help me out of it.
Oh, just at the moment, I'm rather doubtful as to my powers of helping anyone out of trouble.
Oh, don't say that, Miss Brooke. I know you have a positive genius for solving puzzles. Mine is that I've lost my sweetheart.
Well, as to that...
I'm sorry, but everyone knows you do such wonderful things. It's as if when anything is wanting to be found out, you just walk into a place, look about you, and everything in a moment becomes as clear as noonday.
Have you lost your sweetheart in this vicinity then, Mr. White?
Well, yes and no. That is, I know where she was until quite recently. She had a place as nursery governess at one of the large households around here.
Do you know the name of the house or the family?
Oh, certainly. Wootton Hall, the place is called.
And your lost love's name?
Annie Lee. I don't care who knows it. I'm a long way from anyone's disapproval here. But, please, Miss Brooke, don't talk of her as a lost love. It's too much to bear.
I presume you were still in Newcastle when you found out that Miss Lee was gone?
Oh, she broke off our engagement. It's been a year since since I last saw her.
Do you have the letter still?
No. I was angry, livid, tore it into 1,000 pieces, wrote back at once saying I wouldn't allow it, I'd marry her anyway.
In spite of what?
Annie had discovered that her father, who we thought dead, that he was in fact serving his time for some offence committed years ago. I don't know how she found this out. I only know she thought it would put our marriage out of question. Well, she's wrong there, Miss Brooke. Only I need to find her to prove it to her.
If I were you, Mr. White, I think I should inquire first at Wootton Hall.
Well, I did, of course. I did that straight away. But the lady there, Mrs. Copeland, she would only tell me that Annie had thrown up her employment as soon as ever my letter arrived.
You wrote in haste, Mr. White.
Well, I'll not give myself leisure to repent if I have anything to do with it. My Annie has joined some sisterhood, it seems, and that Mrs. Copeland says she's pledged her word not to reveal its name or whereabouts.
But you imagine I'm able to find out what Mrs. Copeland has sworn not to tell?
Well, of course! Well, you're famed for it.
In this instance, I fancy you're not calling on any particular skill. I have probably already found Miss Annie Lee.
Where? Miss Brooke? Is it really her?
I can't say for certain it is she, but that's a matter you can very easily settle for yourself. And in a way that will do me a great favour, if you will.
Any service, the slightest to you, would delight me. Only name it.
First, you must understand, Mr. White, that I came down to Redhill specially to watch the movements of a certain sisterhood. They have somehow aroused the suspicions of the police.
What suspicions?
Oh, no matter for the moment. Suffice to say that ever since I arrived, I've found myself closely watched. I assume by confederates of these sisters.
I don't understand.
I might as well go back to town at once. Unless I can find a way to do my work by a deputy.
Me?
Precisely.
Oh!
I have a hired room in Redhill with a good view of the Sisterhood's activities. If you take my place there, you can report them to me at my hotel. You will be doing yourself a good turn, for I have little doubt but that under one of their blue serge hoods, you will discover the pretty face of Miss Annie Lee.
Oh. Would you credit it? Me, a deputy to the famous Miss Brooke. Oh, but how will I get into the shop room? And where is it? I've only been a day and a half in the neighbourhood.
It's a draper's. Oh. On the corner of London Road and Paved Court, where the Sisterhood keeps its little home for crippled children. This key will prove to Mrs. Golightly that you're working with me.
What's she like? Will she make a fuss?
Mrs. Golightly is a very civil and obliging person, if a little over-fond of conjunctions.
Of what?
She seems incapable of starting any sentence without an and or a but or some such.
Oh, junctions, yes. Better put the key somewhere secure. Oh, not that pocket, though.
Oh, you must have an empty one somewhere.
Ah, safe.
Now, it won't do for you and me to be seen together, Mr. White. I intend to give them a very tedious wait outside Laker's hotel.
But if I report to you there...
Well, anybody can come and go at an hotel. It's what they're for.
Of course. How would a spy know who I was? Your secret deputy.
Exactly. I shall take a leisurely walk back. You'd better make a start at once and bicycle off to Redhill.
I will. And, thank you, Miss Brooke, for your confidence in me.
That's a capital machine, too.
Ah, yes. With this, I can follow those sham sisters anywhere.
Not after dark, I suspect.
Oh, don't you worry about a little thing like that, Miss Brooke.
Come and report without fail by 1 o'clock. Don't forget!
Did nothing happen last night? Break-ins, I mean?
Not that we've heard of yet, sir.
Well, let me know at once, Sergeant.
Which I would, of course, sir. By the by, a telegram just arrived for you.
Huh.
No reply required, so I didn't make one.
Do you have any ideas about this, then, Blaine?
Rely solely on chemist and coal merchant throughout the day. I should say LB, whoever he is, has lost his head, sir.
On the contrary. LB is Miss Loveday Brooke, and she is very far from being a sender of nonsense messages. Chemist and coal merchant, though.
I'd have a good leaf through your cipher book, sir, was I you? Because that's what it sounds like. A cipher.
The house called North Cape.
That's right, Mum.
Oh, I do seem to have got a little out of my way. But now I know where I am, so that's a mercy. A very handsome mansion, if I may say so. I imagine much of it must be your handiwork.
Well, in part, Mum, I suppose you could say so. I serve as a sort of general handyman and electrical engineer.
Oh, that's unusual. An electrical engineer, you say? You must be something of a rare breed in the district.
Well, I wouldn't be blowing my own trumpet too loud if I agreed with you, Mum. Dunham's my name, and just over there's my particular hobby horse.
It looks like a glorified outhouse. Oh, excuse me.
Oh, that's all right, Mum. You're not to know. It is, in point of fact, our engine house.
Oh.
In that little building we can make all the electricity that lights the whole of North Cape House.
Extraordinary. I have no idea. I wonder, Mr. Dunham, could I?
Now, what do you think of her?
Oh, I don't know what I expected, really.
The engine turns a Paterson generator, which makes the electricity, and then we can store it till it's needed. Over here on these, well, jars, I suppose, is the closest word a lady would easily understand.
How, then, does the electricity get to the house? I can't see any pipes, for instance.
I know. It's not like gas lighting, miss. You don't want pipes for electricity, but wires. We have two. That's all you need. I helped lay them last year. They run from the jars there. One for supply and one for return, see?
And they go underground.
That's right.
So the supply may be quite secure. How ingenious of you, Mr. Dunham.
Oh, it's the usual way of these things. I don't claim any special credit, you understand, Miss Smith.
Even so.
No. The only thing that can go wrong is if the boiler goes out or the engine stops. And even then, these jars can keep the house lighted for more than a day together.
Fascinating. I really believe I can see the future.
I've seen her, Miss Brooke. My Annie. I've seen her, and they've got her.
Perhaps it would be better, Mr. White, if we broadcast your report a little less widely.
The Master of Hounds is a local magistrate.
Even so, let us allow him to enjoy his hunt while we compose our thoughts on yours. The hotel serves a very good parkin. Would you like some?
And as soon as possible.
I hope you haven't betrayed yourself by trying to talk to her.
No, I stood to my duty.
Good. I shouldn't wish to have to find another deputy.
Do you think you're still watched, then?
I am certain of it. There's there now.
One of the huntsmen?
No. Don't stare too obviously, Mr. White. The man has been hacking the hedge with a billhook in a most ineffectual manner for the last hour and a half. He nearly fell over in his attempt to appear inconspicuous when the Master of Hounds called me out to pay his compliments.
I don't know how you can support it, the spying.
Well, I can't, to be honest with you. It is really making my task here impossible. So much so that I've decided to return to town by the first train tomorrow.
Oh, well, that's for the best. Oh, for me, I mean. Spying's a trade doesn't suit me, Miss Brooke. Skulking at an upstairs window, watching my Annie hanging over those little cripples, never being able to say a word to my girl, never even a wave of my hand. Well, that's cost me something, I tell you.
Well, as to remuneration, your services...
Good God, Miss Brooke, what do you think of me? My reward will be Annie out of that pit and in my arms again. Well, I want no more, and I'll have no less, if I have to pull their rotten little house down about their ears to get her out.
I believe that would only allow you temporary satisfaction. You can afford to take your time, now you know where Miss Annie Lee is.
But they'll be working on her, won't they? Drawing her in, binding her to them closer and closer. They're no better than the white slavers.
Oh, please spare me that old story. Bear in mind you're a newspaperman, and let us try to be coherent with our facts. So, tell me, did Sister Anna go out with the donkey cart today?
No. She only tucked the nippers up with a blanket and went back inside. 2 old sisters, ugly as sin. They took the cart out at 10 o'clock prompt.
Did you follow them? Or did the allure of Sister Anna make you stay?
Oh, duty first, Miss Brooke. Well, jolt, 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 they went around the corner, and I was onto my bicycle in a trice. I managed to follow them.
And their destination today was?
Wootton Hall.
Ah.
How so?
Oh, I forgot. You don't know the nature of the suspicion attached to this sisterhood.
Suspicions? Now see here, Miss Brooke. Whatever they may be, I'll stake my life and honour on it. My Annie has no share in any wickedness of whatever kind.
No. So sweet and sad a face has nothing of the criminal about it.
I don't need a detective to tell me that.
It is the face of an Andromeda, Mr. White. Here seems to say tied to my stake, helpless and hopeless.
I dare say, but I don't read that kind of novel, I'm afraid.
You should. Did you at Wootton Hall?
Yes. One of the 2 old baggages went up to the house. She stayed there about a quarter of an hour, I should think, then came back to join the other beauty carrying a bundle and a basket.
Very good. I've no doubt they brought away with them something more valuable than old garments and the odd bit of food.
What then do you suppose?
Imagine I wanted to aid a gang of thieves, Mr. White. Help them break into Wootton Hall tonight. It would be of great use to know that the master of the house is away from home.
I suppose so, but what about
also,
my Annie?
That 2 of the manservants who usually sleep in the house have recently been dismissed and not yet replaced. That the dogs are never unchained at night, and furthermore, that their kennels are at the opposite side of the house to the butler's pantry.
And how do you know all this?
I have garnered all the particulars in this hotel, Mr. White, without even moving from my chair. But were I a professional burglar, it's the same as for a professional detective. I should not be content with information merely likely to be true. I have to be careful to procure such that is certain to be true. So, I set accomplices to work at the fountainhead. Now do you understand of what these sisters are suspected?
What are you going to do?
Communicate with the police. And at once.
What? And send them to Wootton Hall?
An ambush must be set. With luck, Inspector Gunning will catch the whole gang.
What becomes of my Annie then?
Oh, I don't think you need worry about her, Mr. White. It will be proved, no doubt, that she has been as much deceived and imposed upon as the man John Murray.
Who?
The landlord who so foolishly let his house to these women in the first place. There. You may read it if you wish.
That should do it. And do for those infernal sisters at the same time.
I should feel greatly obliged if you would at once deliver it to Inspector Gunning at Reigate.
Oh, with pleasure.
There'll be no need to bring back an answer. I imagine you'll wish to put your own plans into immediate action.
I will, Miss Brooke. There's a straightforward way of doing straightforward work. It's time I take that path and get my Annie out of that den. Please be assured of my thanks for what you've done, and indeed my greatest admiration.
All the thanks are to you, Mr. White. Believe me when I say that. Without your invaluable help, my investigation here would have been utterly fruitless.
Hall is threatened tonight. Concentrate attention there, L.B.
Seems your Miss Brooke had something of a success.
So it does. How many men can we call upon, Blaine? I want a dozen.
I've enough time to get 8 or so knocked up. With the night men, that'll allow us 13.
Excellent, Sergeant. And will you be with us?
I do dearly love a good scrap, sir. Careful. You'll be burning the note next.
That's deliberate, Blaine. I'm heating the card, not destroying it. Remember Miss Brooke's telegram this morning?
Rely solely on chemist and coal merchant throughout the day.
Meaning she would write to me using invisible ink. No doubt this pencil message about Wootton Hall means nothing.
Why go to all that trouble?
Miss Brooke is spied upon Blaine. The young man who brought this, is he still in the station house?
No, sir. Slapped the card upon my desk, said that's for Inspector Gunning, and pedalled away as fast as his bicycle would carry him.
Did you know him?
No, sir. Never seen him before.
Well, then, we may assume Miss Brooke had a good reason for letting him see the pencil message, but not this.
North Cape House will be attacked tonight. We are dealing with a desperate gang. Be prepared for a struggle.
Oh, we'll be prepared, all right.
Above all, guard the engine house that supplies the electric lighting.
L.B. A word, it's money well spent.
Still a bit light, if you ask me, sir.
They won't strike until the moon's down. Not unless they're really confident. In either case, I can wait.
Not so sure I can. My stick hand's getting itchy to bash in a couple of villains' heads.
It's not exactly a regular issue truncheon, is it, Blaine?
Which it's as I said, sir. I dearly love a good scrap, but I do like to win it as well.
Somebody's jumped the gun. We'll be next. Ready, Sergeant?
Let 'em come on, then.
My God!
You stand still there! You! Ah!
Get inside!
Drop it!
Get the lights! Turn the power off! Get up! I can't hold this bugger off much longer!
Oh! My aim's better than yours, friend, see?
Be quick, Blaine, the other one. Hold him! Hold him!
Which I'm trying to do, ain't I?
Inspector Gunning.
Here. We've got 2 of them. Bring up that light, man, quickly.
There's another pair got caught inside the house. One of your men is down, though.
Bad?
Oh, I don't know.
I hope the bastard dies.
It's a very stupid thing to say, my boy.
All right, Blaine. Let's take a look at who we'll be charging with attempted murder, or worse. Mr. Dunham, the lantern, if you please.
Here.
Well, damn my eyes.
Do you know this one, then?
Do I? If I ain't Miss Brooke's own bicycle messenger boy.
Well, well. And what about the Sleeping Beauty, huh?
Oh, I've never met either of these men before.
Well, even under the blood, I can recognise Mr. John Murray when I see him. Is he your leader, then?
I'm saying nothing.
Oh, you will. We've only started.
Oh! Sergeant, time enough later.
Am I just looking forward to that already?
You deliver the very note that would entrap him, huh?
It was born of necessity, Mr. Dyer, rather than out of any sense of fun, I do assure you.
Anyway, the biter got bit, and with a vengeance.
But he, all the time laughing up his sleeve and thinking what a fool he was making of you.
Well, it was clear that if I was to do the work for which you gentlemen have been paying, I should have to lull the gang's suspicions. Inspector, do you now know the identity of the man who said...
My name is George White.
Oh, yes, Miss Brooke. That came out pretty quickly. His name is George Lee. His father gave him up.
His father?
Arthur Lee. No honour amongst those thieves, and no blood thicker than water either, if it comes to that. The elder Lee is well known to the police of 5 counties, and we take him to be the prime mover in this whole affair.
Then I understand the connection to our sisterhood, I think.
Annie Lee. I know where she was until quite recently. She had a place as nursery governess at one of the large households around here. Wootton Hall, the place is called.
She was not his missing sweetheart, as he pretended. She is his sister.
So it appears. They released from Portland.
a penal servitude for a similar offence to this. He seems to have no sooner left Her Majesty's custody than he was making efforts to find out his children, with the intent of ruining them both.
Well, the girl Annie was fairly well placed in life, though. A governess.
Through the kindness of friends, yes. Of course, once we had Arthur Lee, we took him over to Wootton Hall, where he was recognised at first sight. He'd been pretty constantly there for a time, trying to get his daughter to act as his accomplice for a robbery of the house.
So that is why she threw up her situation and joined the Sisterhood.
To get away from her father. It seems to be every young woman's one ambition nowadays.
I let that pass, Mr. Dyer.
Where does the man John Murray enter the picture?
Well, young George Lee was taken on at an electrical engineer's in Balham, and that's when he became acquainted with Murray, who was a bit of an unlucky gambler. He was already going rapidly downhill to Queer Street.
Ah, Murray, of course, owned the Redhill house, rented by the Sisterhood after Miss Lee had joined them.
Well, that's when the grand idea evidently struck the brain of our three scoundrels. They thought to use the sisters to draw off the police's attention from the special house they planned to attack.
North Cape.
As you so astutely pointed out to us, Miss Brooke. To make it look better, Lee and his confederates broke into the houses visited on the sisters' regular begging rounds.
It was as carefully organised as it was cunning. Now, how did you come to suspect that things were the exact opposite of your original instructions?
Oh, I didn't, immediately. Though at first it seemed odd that John Murray should be so anxious to do the work of the police for them. Paved Court in Redhill is really little better than a slum, and such landlords are generally less than benevolent towards their local constabulary. The first and only time I saw Murray, however...
Surprised you found your way in the dark?
You can talk, with your broken bicycle light.
There was a tiny star in its glass. The lamp itself was dented and had lost its hook. He'd fastened it to the bicycle by a piece of electrical fuse wire. The next morning, as I was walking the hill towards Northfield...
Morning!
Good morning!
Same bicycle.
Ah, with this I can follow those sham sisters anywhere.
Not after dark, I suspect.
Oh, don't you worry about a little thing like that, Miss Brooke.
Oh, not a doubt of it. Star break in the lamp glass, dent, fuse wire, all were there. It certainly gave the lie to his claim that he was a stranger in the place. So did another mistake.
Would you credit it? Me, a deputy to the famous Miss Brooke. Oh, but how will I get into the shop room?
I had not mentioned the shop. Yet he already knew, and then, despite his supposed Newcastle provenance, there was nothing of the North Country in his accent.
Not a man fit for the stage, your Mr. Lee.
I was present at one of your trials in Newcastle, reporting for my father's local paper. A literary man's always on the hunt for a story.
Yet his hands were coarse and grimy, as only a mechanic's could be. And I know the standard of the provincial press is not what it was, but really.
Mrs. Golightly is a very civil and obliging person, if a little over-fond of conjunctions.
Of what?
Oh, she seems incapable of starting any sentence without an and or a but or some such.
Oh, junctions, yes.
A newspaperman so ignorant of his parts of speech? It was not to be believed. Then, finally, as Mr. White tried and failed to put the latchkey I gave him into his waistcoat.
Not that pocket, though.
You must have an empty one somewhere.
Safe.
He had a coil of fuse wire there, which is so essential a tool to an electrical engineer that he would carry it about him quite unconsciously.
Exactly so, yeah.
This was, no doubt, the evidence that turned your mind to the one house in the neighbourhood lighted by electricity.
That and the way a quite different residence was so persistently forced on my notice.
Wootton Hall, the place is called.
It was clearly someone's wish to fix my suspicions there. Accordingly, to all appearances, I allowed the fellows to think they were making a fool of me.
And set young Lee to deliver his own warrant. Oh, it's excellent.
All this is very well, Miss Brooke, but nothing you've said tells me what diverted your suspicions from the very people we thought were at the heart of the business.
Oh, yes, the unfortunate sisters.
There must have been something. What was it we didn't see?
Simply this, Inspector.
There we go. Then you...
Those of all kinds handling children, and they may rarely treat them with a certain rough kindness. But tenderness? No, never. Of that they are utterly incapable.
But that's Sister Monica.
I admit, she is not pleasant to look at, but at the same time there was something beautiful in the way she lifted her little cripple, put his tiny, thin hand around her neck and carried him into the house.
You see, Gunning, there are some times when a female detective is invaluable.
They failed me, Miss Brooke.
I merely ask, how does your science account for Sister Monica's repulsiveness of features as compared with young George Lee's undoubted good looks?
The exception that proves the rule.
We must agree to differ.
Well, Mr. Dyer, before I forget, the cheque.
Thank you, Inspector. The affair has turned out well for all of us, I think.
Not for poor pretty Sister Anna. She is the one person I do feel sorry for.
She is of criminal stock, Miss Brooke. Her family ruined her.
Perhaps. Though now she has a real family. Children. Love. Yes. The former Annie Lee may not, after all, be so badly placed.
Come on, children, sing up. Let's make a joyful noise to the Lord. All things bright and beautiful, all creatures great and small. Wonderful, the Lord God
Sisterhood by Catherine Louisa Pirkis. Loveday Brooke was played by Gayanne Potter. Inspector Gunning was played by Paul Young, Sergeant Blaine by Neil McKinven, Murray by Simon Tate, Sister Monica by Noreen Leighton, Sister Anna by Lucy Paterson, Dyer by Ralph Reich, White by John Paul Hurley, and Davy by Frederick Forge. Other parts were played by members of the cast. The Redhill Sisterhood was dramatised by Roger Danes and directed by Patrick Rayner.
Mind London, have been for many years. I have a particular interest in the, what might be called nervous diseases. I suppose this is why you've chosen to interview me for your thesis. Yes. Well, the science is still, even now, an emerging, developing one. Curious. Very curious in many respects.
Do not ask me too many questions. That is the only thing I pray, Dr. Lonsdale. Through here.
I shall, I think, never forget my first visit to Miss Cusack. Miss Florence Cusack.
I am well aware, none better, that my condition is abnormal, but forced to do what I do.
She excited my sense of curiosity at once. She was young, handsome. Oh, very handsome, yes.
I need help, Doctor. Such help as I believe you can give me.
She possessed, to all appearances, superabundant health on our first meeting. Her energies were extraordinary, and her life, well, completely out of the common, let's say.
You see before you the most acute, and I'm sure the most successful, lady detective in the whole of London.
Very difficult to believe, to be honest. I'd been told that, strong as she was, Miss Cusack was subject to periodical and very acute nervous attacks. But on this first occasion...
My life, Doctor, is fraught.
Why do you say that, Miss Cusack?
If the time should ever come, will you give me your assistance?
If it is in my power, of course.
Good. You have to understand, I act under a compulsion. I have no choice. It's stronger than my will. But without it, I should not be the woman I am.
What she was a very considerable woman in society. A power in the police courts. Highly respected. Yes, certainly that. By every detective in Scotland Yard that I met.
My life is set apart, Doctor. Set apart for the performance of duties at once Herculean and ghastly.
Herculean and ghastly. It was. That was her life, in her own words.
At times one, at times the other. She surrounded herself with mystery, as she was herself at the same time mysterious.
By L.T. Meade and Robert Eustace, with Elizabeth Conboy as Miss Florence Cusack.
Well, it's not real.
Not?
You mean to say you didn't know?
Oh, I thought it might be worth...
Oh, well, it ain't. It ain't. 5 bob.
Is that really all?
Well, I'm doing myself at 5. Them gold balls outside the shop, they're not there to advertise me as a charity, you know. Do you maybe want to think about it whilst I serve?
Ooh, God blasted cold out there, Higgins.
Mr. Linklater, afternoon.
Busy?
Do you see me busy?
Afternoon, miss.
Sir?
Pretty, under the veil, I'll bet. Look at her goods close, eh, Higgins? I'd hate to see you cheated.
Have you got anything for me then, Mr. Linklater?
Ah, well, as to that, Bovey will die tonight, in all probability. I may or may not be successful.
And if you're not?
Yes. In any case, it pays to insure against loss. We shall need to be prepared.
Well, that's for the future, then. The other business?
Isn't the heavy metal here already?
It is. Good weight, too.
The other will follow in another day or so. Look out for the advertisement. It'll be in the agony column now.
I've had to order more coking coal. At the present, I can't raise enough heat to do the job. It's not every time, not reliable.
Not so loud. You can't tell whose pretty ears may be wagging.
I think I'll be better off not to pop it after all, Mr. Higgins. Not for any 5 bob.
It's your loss, miss. Little maid on an evening out, trying to raise the money for her good time on one of the family's necklaces, hoping it won't be missed. I can spot them when I see them, me. No fear from the likes of her.
I advise you to go at once to Higgins' pawn shop on the Ravenscourt Road. You'll find a coining operation taking place there. False sovereigns are being turned out by Higgins and another man by the name of Linklater. Yes. I suspect the latter to be the criminal instigator, but you'll only put a stop to them if you lose no time.
Get your hands off me! I'm an honest man!
Miss?
Nothing.
Not a single incriminating piece of evidence.
I told you this is all a false, wicked story!
Shut your row, Higgins.
All the coin in the place, not that there's much of it, but it all seems to be perfectly genuine. There's no short weight, no clipping, no milling.
They've hidden it.
That woman's no more, no less than a police spy. Agent provocative, that's her!
Your legs, you skirt.
Cusack, we've searched the place from top to bottom. If there was any evidence of coining there, we'd have found it, I do assure you.
And where is the man Linklater?
Not there.
You have let him go.
Miss, he was not there.
You have bungled this, Inspector, and worse, you have given these men a warning that will make our task all the harder the next time.
No, Miss Cusack, bungling is not a fair word. The police followed your warning, your unsubstantiated advice, in good faith.
It was not.
We have got a man in custody. We shall be obliged to release him shortly because we have no evidence against him.
But then you must question him.
We will. And I do not expect in all faith to learn anything from him.
Because the man Higgins is an old hand at the game, Inspector. That is why.
Yes, it may be so, but unfortunately it remains to be proved. So, I'll be bidding you good night, Miss Cusack, with that. And if I might ask you, please to present me with some evidence next time you may come a-calling.
Fortunes before, but the change that came over her, all her sprightliness disappeared. It was fascinating. Her eyes, they were of the darkest blue, quite lost their habitual fire. Even her passion for her work.
I will not go.
I will be there, and without your evidence, the police investigate...
There is no point. Why can't you understand?
You cannot shut yourself
I
up.
will not be humiliated again in any way.
Miss Cusack.
Leave me.
Let me offer you some...
Get out of my house! Interfering doctors, I will not have you tell me what I must do! Go!
For some weeks she remained in this condition. Raging, I think, with herself. I suppose, yes, it was of great interest to me as a doctor. Of great concern to a friend.
like you to speak up for me.
This is a foolish attachment.
It isn't.
And Letty, you are the fool. Nobody listens.
But Edgar is my life.
Your life? Your guardians are right. What kind of a life depends upon such a desperate gamble?
Oh, you have no heart, Florence Cusack. It's well known.
Letitia, you know nothing. I have a heart. It troubles me enough, without adding to its burdens the vicarious lovesickness of my younger cousins.
Oh, there's no talking to you in this mood.
Then go.
And it isn't true that Edgar's fortune is desperate. Mr. Bovey's will is entirely legal.
Bovey, you say?
Well, yes. Did I not mention...
Certainly you did not. I cannot believe even you, ignorant enough to keep the information from me. Bovey, of all names.
Does it change matters?
Oh, merely everything.
Well... And do you mean to tell me then, Florence, that you have ranted at me like this for a misunderstanding?
Oh, yes, let the tears come now. You could exploit my guilt with them too if I allowed myself any.
You are cruel.
It's my condition to be cruel.
Respect, I think this was the moment at which Florence, Miss Cusack began to emerge again. Her telegram asked that I put aside all other work and go to her at once. Demanded it, rather.
Ziz, Doctor, are you not?
I have made it my private study for some years. Then we should like your opinion as to the mind of a man who produces a will, well, a will so unusual that it makes his legatee worth quite literally his weight in gold. You will need to explain in greater depth, sir, before I could venture a diagnosis. It goes like this. Miss Ransom, Letty here, and I are engaged to be married.
I'm very happy for both of you.
Letty will always follow her heart, of course, regardless of Mr. Wimburn's lack of prospects.
Oh, money.
You can't do without it. You above most.
Certainly that will not present any difficulty, Doctor, if things pan out right. Because, you see, I am one of the claimants to the late Mr. Henry Bovey's unexpected will.
Bovey. Do I know the man?
I suspect you may soon be writing a medical paper on him. He was a most absolute miser.
Ah, well, there are many excellent papers already published dealing with that phenomenon.
But the will, Florence, that is the most important thing.
Oh, of course, Letty. What an excellent prompt it is. Mr. Bovey died last month at his small house in Kew. He was unmarried.
All his life?
We believe so.
Ah.
Is that significant then, Doctor? Only I have often heard medical gentlemen say like that.
No, Letty, they tell you to say
I will not be mocked, Florence.
As far as can be proved, old Bovey had no near relations in the world.
Yet you, Mr. Wimburne, are one of his legatees.
One of three, yes. I don't truly understand why. I barely knew the man, though he always professed to enjoy my company.
Ah.
That again, it does mean something.
But not to you. And whatever his motive, even those who did know Mr. Bovey well have found his will somewhat extreme.
Indeed.
The main bulk of the old man's fortune was in securities. These have all recently been realised.
A vast sum of money, Dr. Lonsdale, and all in gold.
Literally?
In sovereigns, bags and bags of sovereigns.
All locked up in a safe at his former house.
A clause in the will names the three claimants Bovey allowed to his property, and it says that the legatee shall be the one whose net bodily weight is nearest to that of the accumulated sovereigns.
There will be a weighing competition tomorrow morning, Dr. Lonsdale, and my Edgar will become a rich man.
You can hardly be certain of that.
Edgar can do anything he sets his heart upon, Florence.
Well, whoever this Mr. Henry Bovey was, he would scarcely need a doctor to pronounce that he was out of his mind. I never heard a more crazy idea in all my professional life.
Nevertheless, the crazy idea is to be carried out.
I don't suppose the amount of the fortune is known.
So we could calculate its weight in sovereigns.
Simple enough arithmetical puzzle.
Perhaps, fortunately, no. Mr. Wimburne is therefore to be spared starvation, or force-feeding like a foie gras goose so he may make the weight.
Poor Edgar, we wouldn't do that to you.
Graham carries more weight than I in any case.
Oh, I infer by your tone you consider that gentleman to be your chief rival?
If Mr. Campbell Graham, no, gentleman, by the way, if he should win, Doctor, as a matter of urgency, he will have to be dealt with.
I won't have him win.
You will have little say in it. And then, he is a very ardent lover of yours, Letitia, with the additional allure of a great fortune, who knows?
That is a contemptible thing to say, Florence.
Very well, so it is. But Mr. Campbell Graham will not be impressed by your choice, and nor will your guardians, should he win the Bovey fortune.
I should rather die.
You spoke of three claimants, Mr. Wimburne.
Oh, Tyndall scarcely counts.
Unless he should somehow carry off the prize.
There is that. He was old Bovey's man. He might know something about weight.
So, will you come with us to Kew tomorrow, Dr. Lonsdale? be present at the weighing ceremony?
Certainly I will. Should be a novel experience.
An impartial witness on our side may prove invaluable.
Oh, how I wish we could be there to see it for ourselves.
Oh, will you not then, Miss Ransom?
Doctor, the gentleman will be weighed unclothed.
I spent much of it observing Miss Cusack, which I have to say was my responsibility. She had brought with her several pages torn from, I forget which newspaper, maybe several agony columns, every one of them. She was folding them over and over each other, reading for a few seconds, and then fold again. Is it too much to speak of her actions as obsessive? I don't know.
Do you see this?
You have been collecting from the newspapers.
Read here.
Send more sand and charcoal dust. Core and mould ready for casting Joshua Linklater.
I've been waiting for this.
I don't really see what it can mean. Metalwork, I surmise.
It's all of a pattern. Here, 2 weeks ago.
You don't give me the opportunity to read it.
It says, fire clay now to be formed. Joshua Linklater.
Perhaps you would favour me by explaining.
Here, anthracite, quarter ton, delivered Friday, Joshua Linklater. I may never have to explain, Doctor, or, on the other hand, I may. We shall see.
Tell me, does it amuse you to tease me with a set of inexplicable newspaper cuttings?
No. Your indifference is entirely expected.
I am far from indifferent. I am merely ignorant as to their meaning.
But I am not. They may be of the utmost importance, or even...
Tell me.
Or they may mean nothing at all.
Nothing at all. But she continued to devour the contents of those agony columns all the rest of our journey, and from time to time she would look across at me and smile. Smile for me. Knowledge. She had that way of making it plain that the world was ignorant. I was ignorant, but she knew things.
Complete, gentlemen. I think we may proceed instanter to the execution of the late Mr. Bovey's will.
One way or another, you brought along a lot of witnesses, Wimburn. A man might think you suspected there'd be some fast and loose play.
Not at all, Graham. I have complete confidence in Mr. Southby's probity.
Too kind.
Miss Cusack and the doctor are, if anything, here to act in my fiancé's interest.
Ah, yes. The delectable Miss Letitia.
Mr. Graham?
I ought to compliment you, Wimburn, upon her fine taste in millinery. The hat she wears this morning must be worth, well...
I don't know how much. It's her money. A gentleman should not speculate.
I hope we haven't delayed the competition too long.
Not at all, Miss Cusack.
Oh, you are the late Mr. Bovey's lawyer, sir.
And executor, Doctor. Southby is also scrivener, general factotum, leech and weighing clerk, if it comes to that. Graham. Campbell Graham.
Oh, Graham was a specimen. I'd met one or two such by then, many more now. A simple person will not notice as such. He will have the sense that something is not right, that he will not recognize what is lacking. I could see. Florence, too. She knew exactly what kind of a man was Mr. Campbell Graham.
So, we are met in the late Mr. Henry Bovey's house to carry out the main clause of his last will and testament. The somewhat extraordinary main clause.
That was his way. The old master would always do what he would do.
That's Tyndall, manservant?
Yes, he stands to lose everything, poor man.
But then he has nothing now.
Well, I should say it's a free Englishman's right to dispose of his money how he likes. Doesn't matter how extraordinary it all is. It's Bovey's money, Bovey's right. Win or lose for all of us.
Well, though we little know why Mr. Bovey chose this course, we do know that we are bound to carry out his
And
wishes.
of course you benefit however the scales fall, don't you, Southby?
Please, Graham, let him finish.
In the safe in what was Mr. Bovey's bedroom, there is a large sum of money in gold.
Mine, I think. I've been feeding up for it like a fighting cock.
It's possible the fattening may be too much.
Oh, yes? And how would you know that, Tyndall?
I don't. but it's still possible.
The whole sum of Mr. Bovey's fortune is to become the property of one of these three gentlemen. Mr. Tyndall, Mr. Graham, or Mr. Wimber.
Go it, Edgar!
Control yourself, Letty.
That gentleman will be he whose weight shall nearest approximate to the weight of the gold.
We may take it the weighing machinery has been properly calibrated.
Oh, yes, Doctor, most carefully checked. But should you wish to verify the calibration?
No, I'm hardly an expert there.
May we proceed, Mr. Southby?
By all means.
These ladies won't be witnessing.
Oh, no, of course not. The impropriety. They may see the gold, Wade.
Your masculine secrets are safe without us.
If the three gentlemen will kindly follow me.
Let the ladies come along. I, for my part, have nothing shameful to hide.
Graham, I warn you.
Well, battle is to be joined, and one of the three will become a rich man.
The competition took place in what had been a miser's bedroom. An unprepossessing stage for the coronation of a new Croesus, I must say. It smelt of mildew. And money.
Damn.
Back on just as soon as you're waved, Mr. Graham.
Perhaps he should be first if he feels the chill so much.
So you all know the better what you're up against, Tyndall. I don't think I shall. Wimburn can go first. Warm up the scale seat for me.
Have you any objection to that, sir?
None at all, Mr. Southby.
My assistants have placed 10 stone already in the opposing scale. Do you wish to verify that, Doctor?
No, it will be the same for all.
Half stone weights and then pounds, please.
Right, you are,
Mr. Tyndall.
You better watch what's going on, Doctor. Witness as you are, though not of my choice.
I can observe and converse at the same time. I want to inquire of you if you knew the late Mr. Bovey's mind.
So you can gain by writing him up, you mean? I know what you are, what kind of a doctor. Quackery.
An infant science, I grant.
Indian fakir tricks. Filthy thoughts put into people's heads. I know what's up here, Doctor. It's a simple thing, and at the moment it's concentrated on a large amount of money.
Of course.
Tricked from me. I know I won't get it, but there's no justice in this world. 32 years I have toiled looking after that old man, to be cut out like this, stripped bare, truly.
Nearly there, I'd say.
There's always hope until the last coin is cast into the pan.
Ounces now, gentlemen.
Perhaps beyond that, for all you know. But the scale won't fall for me. Bovey's seen to that, all right. 32 years.
Hold that there. Let's see, Mr. Wimburn at 12 stone, 11 pounds net.
Thank you, sir. May I...
Certainly. So, shall it be Mr. Graham next?
Tyndall's shaking like the skeleton he is. Let him try his luck. I'll be warm enough a while longer.
Very well. Sir, if you will.
Tyndall should know it if anyone does. He was closest to the money. Lived with it for 32 years.
What do you think?
I've said, I think it's a man's right to be able to dispose of his property to exactly whomsoever he favours.
And if that should prove to be you?
Then so much the better.
It seems an unnecessarily cruel competition.
Oh, see here, Doctor. The old man was a skinflint. He loved money. So do I. So do we all. Perhaps he liked his sport cruel. I mean, what's that to me, how he uses what's his?
And what were you to him, may I ask?
You mean, why am I laying claim to his fortune? We did business together. I made some money for him. He made a tidy profit.
Gratitude, then?
I doubt that. No, if you've made money all your life, better to give it to another man who makes money. Look at the alternatives.
I don't see any harm in them.
No, you wouldn't. How about flinging it all away on a silly girl?
Do you think Mr. Wimburn will do that?
Or worse yet, not having anything to do with it, but just knowing you should have it because it's your idea of justice.
Mr. Tyndall at 11 stone, 6 pounds and 3 ounces.
Oh, lightweight. Found wanting in the balance, I'd say. It's all up to me now, but I'm well used to that.
Mr. Graham, if you please.
His bravo demeanour was so much sham. Perspiration was breaking out on his brow and upper body as each weight was added against him. His inner fear of proving the loser.
Mr. Graham, finally at 13 stone, 9 pounds and 6 ounces.
Good feeding, Tyndall. Puts the weight on. You wouldn't have got
For attire, we will, with your permission, gentlemen, summon the ladies and proceed to weigh the gold. Do you wish to call into question anything you've witnessed thus far, Dr. Lonsdale?
Not at all, Mr. Southby. I have made careful note of the gentlemen's respective weights, and I can see no obvious discrepancy compared to their physique.
Good. Then let us open up the safe.
Human curiosity. It is a most powerful phenomenon. We all pressed round the lawyer, everyone anxious to get first glimpse of the old man's hoarded money. Even Florence Cusack was only one excited pace behind her pretty cousin.
Goodness.
It's literally packed.
Rescue those fallen bags, Southby. Any to escape?
Who would have thought the old man to have so much cash in him?
Well, I would, miss. 32 years. I learned a thing or two.
Much good did it do you then? Penniless now, penniless after.
Well, let's see about that, Mr. Graham, shall we?
Into the balance.
Those bags should contain as much gold.
They do. A fine fortune awaiting one successful gentleman.
The business was now begun in earnest. Bag after bag opened, its contents shot into the great copper scale pan.
100 pounds weight.
No one else spoke. All eyes just fixed on that ever-growing pile of yellow metal and the cast-iron blocks opposing it.
100 and...
Bloody hellfire.
Something wrong, Tyndall?
Oh, you know there is.
The old servant has lost?
He is 11 stone 6 or 160 pounds. Still 8 more bags to untie. He knows he's quite out of the reckoning.
He has known that from the start.
Extraordinary. How can you know?
It's not the only thing written in his face, Doctor.
Open another one, do, Mr. Southby.
Well, then, look at Graham. Agitation is consuming him.
This will evidently be a near thing.
That is the last bag. At exactly 180 pounds.
Heartily, Wimburn.
Yes, well done, Cousin Edgar.
Oh, quick! Calculate how much it all is.
Time enough for that, my darling. Just tell me that you'll marry me at once.
Oh, Doctor, you have a brain. You tell us how much.
Letty?
What?
Your guardians can hardly object now.
Oh, yes. Of course. Oh, Edgar, dearest. You make me the happiest woman alive.
You'd better put it all back in the bags, Southby. Let the new maid Toff get it to a banker.
Let's say a sovereign weighs on average 3/8 of an ounce.
That's what I thought.
You've worked it out before?
Didn't you?
This gives us just over £40 sterling to the pound avoirdupois. At £180 in the scale before us, there are at least 7,500 sovereigns.
Oh, I can hardly believe it, Edgar.
I've got an appointment to keep. Southby, good day.
Is it...
Some lucky few have greatness thrust upon them.
You can be my wife, my darling Letty.
Then some are like you and I, Doctor. We work to achieve our greatness.
Together, I should like to hope.
Don't be so mad as to go alone.
My dear Edgar.
But nobody knows what I'm doing, for goodness sake.
You're carrying practically your own weight in gold, Wimburn.
Our future.
A short way into safe hands.
If Mr. Wimburn wishes, I'll go with him to the bank.
Is that a good idea?
The thing was fair and square, Miss Cusack. I'm sorry I didn't win, I'll admit that. But I'd rather you had it, sir, than Mr. Graham.
You're not alone in that.
So I put my disappointment aside and congratulate you, sir.
Thank you, Tyndall. It's big of you. If you'd like to come with me, I should be very glad of the company.
Driver!
What is it now?
Can you not go a little faster?
Besides, it's only a cab, you know, not a bloody stage and six. If this bugger in front would get out of the way...
What's this?
What have you stopped for, you...
Come on!
No, you don't!
Let go of me!
Ah, you've not heard.
My dear Miss Cusack, whatever is the matter?
It's been cried in the streets already, man. The money is gone.
What?
Stolen on its way to London, just as we feared. Oh, it looked like a regular highway robbery, I'm certain of that. On the Richmond Road and in broad daylight. The police think it was a lucky strike. We know better.
Suppose we do.
2 men in a dog cart met the cab, shot the driver, seized the gold and drove off.
What about Wimber?
Letty is even now at his bedside. It seems there was a desperate struggle. He's been badly hurt.
Oh, my good Lord.
I hope for her sake his looks are not so damaged as his fortune. No, I hope it for his sake.
But what about Tyndall? He was with him.
Oh, Tyndall was in the plot. Must have been. All we know is he's escaped and hasn't been heard of since. The whole thing was planned to a moment.
The cab driver, you said he was shot.
Dead. So it is a capital offence.
Well, they cannot have got far with that much money, so they must be caught.
You are the most honest and valuable of men, but you are hardly equipped to understand their tricks, Doctor. I am. Come. I need you.
And tells me you have the solution to the Richmond Road murder.
Murder, robbery and attempted murder of Edgar Wimburn, yes.
Are you familiar with the facts, Inspector?
I have my Richmond colleague's report to hand. It amounts to very little. Mr. Wimburn's own evidence is somewhat brief.
The man was beaten within an inch of his life. What do you expect?
Well, to be honest, Doctor, I expect Miss Cusack to have some scheme in her head. Have you not, miss?
From the very first I feared some such catastrophe as has really now happened. There is a man in this, Inspector, who has passed for a gentleman of position and means, but I tell you, he is a mere adventurer.
And this man would be...
I have known him, and of him, for a long time. I have never trusted him. And there, see?
Joshua Linklater.
Yesterday's agony column.
I have seen this.
Yes, but could you make any sense of it?
No, but I trust Miss Cusack's genius.
This is the man, Linklater, you set us on before. The coiner we couldn't find. At Higgins' pawnbrokers, where we discovered no evidence. The same Higgins we had to set free with my personal apology.
Damn your impudence.
Peace, my friend, there is no need. This is by no means the first advertisement which has appeared under Linklater's name.
Oh, yes?
They have been printed at intervals in the big dailies for the last 4 or 5 months, all in connection with Founder's work.
Be that as it may, we have investigated it extensively according to your instructions. No coiner or founder by the name of Linklater has come to light.
That is because Linklater is not Linklater.
What?
Then who is he?
When I was lost in Higgins's shop, before your unfortunate raid, Inspector, I was pursuing an inquiry, pawning a necklace and disguised as a domestic servant on her evening out.
5 bob.
Is that really all?
Well, do you maybe want to think about it whilst I serve?
God blasted cold out there, Higgins.
Mr. Linklater, afternoon.
Higgins addressed his customer as Linklater, but the man is Campbell Graham.
Graham?
And then he said,
Bovey will die tonight in all probability. I may or may not be successful.
And if you're not?
Yes, in any case, it pays to insure against loss. We shall need to be prepared.
So, unless I have you wrong, you believe Mr. Graham to be 1, the leader of a coining gang, and 2, as of 10:30 this morning, murderer, robber, and attempted murderer.
Yes.
I see.
Well, what are you going to do, man? The solution falls into your lap and you can't see there's not a moment to be lost.
What would you have me do, Miss Cusack?
Did you get my telegram?
I did. I acted on it, giving you the benefit of the doubt once more. The pawnbroker Higgins and his assistant were arrested in his shop at 5:15 this afternoon.
On what grounds?
A dog cart was seen to arrive at 11:30. Suspicion of nefarious unloading. It's not really enough for a charge, miss, is it?
So have you searched Higgins's premises?
Again, yes. From attic to cellar, again, and again we have found nothing.
Is there not a furnace in the basement?
There is one, yes.
How big?
Unusually large, but empty of
Then
all
we must
evidence.
take up the leader of this gang, and as soon as possible.
Campbell Graham.
He is a desperate man. All his fixture depends on his getting Bovey's fortune. As the scales declared in Edgar Wimborne's favour, I saw Graham's face. Inspector, murder was written there.
You're accusing Mr. Graham of the Richmond Road attacks, miss?
Of course, what else?
Just that business took place at 10:30. At exactly that time, the same Mr. Graham was here, with us, reporting a picked pocket watch.
Was my confidence shaken then, in that brilliant and handsome woman? Well, no, not for a moment. Not even speaking with the benefit of hindsight. What she said was true.
I wish to search the place myself.
Miss Cusack, it is impossible that £180 mass of gold should be in there and be overlooked.
Nevertheless, in order to confirm certain grave suspicions...
My men have accounted for every square inch of space in that pawnbroker's.
I have no more time to waste in argument. Let me into the place immediately.
If you please, Inspector.
Miss Cusack, good evening. Dr. Lonsdale, and the police too. What an unanticipated encounter.
You.
Have this man taken up at once.
That's damned unfriendly, particularly to a fellow who's already suffered 2 strokes of bad luck today.
Unfriendly? Tell that to Edgar Wimburn. Tell that to Letty Ransom, who weeps at his bedside.
Florence.
No, miss.
Let me be.
I could press charges for that assault. Blood. See, Inspector? But I can tell an overwrought woman when I see her.
Arrest him.
For what, miss?
Damn it, Inspector, for the you-know-what for.
Inspector?
For the murder and robbery committed while you were sitting in my office, sir.
Oh, damn good alibi.
What is he doing here, then? What?
This morning, in addition to a little matter of losing 7,000 or so, I had my pocket watch stolen. Sentimental value and a pretty good timepiece, too. Thought I'd see if it had been popped in here. Higgins being the closest pawnbroker I know of.
You scheming liar.
Nothing criminal in that, I think, Inspector.
I will find the gold, and I will see you swing for it.
Oh, threats. Words. I'm sorry for Wimburn, but only a fool trusts a fortune to a hackney cab and a miser's lackey.
Ha! How do you know?
I read the paper, Doctor. I learn things from the daily press.
So do I, Joshua Linklater.
Campbell Graham, at your service.
Miss Cusack?
I have failed once before to take you, Mr. Graham. I shall not do so again.
The woman is raving.
I believe not.
Oh, the great infallible detective, who has to run everywhere training her private alienist.
Will you see the house now, miss?
Or are you more than that, Doctor?
You will take that back.
Deny it if you dare.
Let us go in.
At once, if only to get me away from this man.
Well, I'll wait here for you to arrest me, Inspector. All she has to do is find the vanished gold, break the ironclad alibi, put the gun in my hands on the Richmond Road, and no doubt you can sort out any missing link later.
And this Miss Cusack, as you can see.
Still radiating a considerable heat. This has been greatly enlarged since you last fruitlessly visited the place, Inspector, has it not?
Evidently, miss. It would now burn a lot of fuel, produce a lot of heat.
The iron crucible? Large in proportion.
One thing at least is clear. Gold has been melted in it, and within a very short time. Higgins and his man will answer for something.
But how to know if it was the stolen coin?
Surely no one would be rash enough to destroy sovereigns.
I'm thinking... Joshua Linklater's latest advertisement. Send more sand and charcoal dust. This, here, is undoubtedly sand.
I don't follow, miss.
And here, a fragment of charred wood. Yet Linklater ordered anthracite. We may discount the use of wood for fuel.
Well, if you've finished here, miss, I'm expecting some men from Scotland Yard.
Well, they won't have much to do, except indeed to arrest that Campbell Graham. Yes. I've quite finished now, Inspector. Things are exactly as I expected to find them. We can take the gold away with us.
What on earth do you mean?
Here, miss.
Look out. Inspector? Doctor?
Found anything yet, detectives?
Found that which will hang you, Graham.
I'll believe that when I see it.
There barks the dog that returneth to his vomit.
Then we must make him choke on it.
In that case, come. Look out, both of you. Why, you are both now gazing at the gold.
Oh, I can see nothing of it.
What do you call that, then?
Well, the pawnbroker's sign.
3 golden balls. The Lombard symbol. Lean out, Inspector. Touch the lowermost ball. Hold him! Here!
So, what in the world does this mean, Miss Cusack?
It means the lost gold. Cast as that ball in the crucible downstairs. I said all along that Linklater's advertisement might prove of the utmost importance.
And you were right.
But the weight.
They've added an iron wire rope. Here, to stay the ball. In any case, you'll find it is not of solid gold. A ball of that size in pure metal would weigh, nearly 300 pounds.
Excuse me, miss. Have you got him then?
All secure, sir.
Hold him there till we finish.
They cast the ball around a plaster of Paris court. That explains the charcoal and sand the advertisement called for.
Oh, this beats the lot. Oh, I'm sure, miss, you have a theory as to what happened to the original one?
The charcoal piece of wood we found in the furnace. A tiny glister of gold paint still shone there.
Bovey's, that is, Wimburn's fortune might have hung there for weeks, been seen by thousands passing every day, and never a shred of evidence against the criminals.
A clever idea, worthy of the brain of Campbell Graham himself. But, as I promised him, he has not escaped me again.
The gold. The rest fell into place very quickly. Higgins's assistant turned Queen's evidence, incriminating Graham both of plotting the Sovereign's robbery and of leading their former coining gang. Higgins, who had pulled the trigger, was convicted of murder. So 2 men went to the gallows, 1 to penal servitude for life. A 4th, the old servant Tyndall, was never found. Perhaps he still lives somewhere. I personally doubt that. Miss Ransom and Mr. Wimburn were duly married. Miss Cusack watched from her carriage. She would not go in. She was not...
Can't you? This woman will never make a man happy. Never make a wife, nor a lover. I'm sorry. But I know. I know it.
Perhaps uniquely, she was proved wrong. That is, if she meant... if she was speaking truly of Letty. No woman. Detection, like diagnosis really, I suppose, is so much about noticing symptoms and facts and details that in themselves seem perhaps unimportant. Then one puts the little clues together and then the whole case becomes apparent. This was Miss Cusack's consummate skill. I can't believe anybody else would have noticed. And I didn't. I didn't. At the end. I was as much deceived as anybody around her, and there were many. Fool that I was. I honestly convinced myself that she was getting better. The 5th of August, 1902. She was 33 years old. I've known patients get never a more noble mind or throne. Waste. Yet I couldn't trust another man to put what needed to be said. So it was simple heart failure after all. And I took back the empty bottles, laudanum, replaced them in my visiting case from which she'd... It was her friend. Can we please stop this now?
In Mr. Bovey's Unexpected Will by L.T. Meade and Robert Eustace, Florence Cusack was played by Elizabeth Conboy and Dr. Lonsdale by Crawford Logan. Inspector Schilling was played by Paul Young, Letty by Lucy Paterson, Wimburn by Simon Donaldson, Graham by John Paul Hurley, and Higgins and Tyndall by Simon Tate. Other parts were played by members of the cast. Mr. Bovey's Unexpected Will was dramatised by Roger Danes and directed by Patrick Rayner.
takes people to heaven and leaves us only their cold, dead bodies. We carry flowers to their graves.
Mother.
Yes. God grant her rest. But when people die because they love dark ways better than light, then we do not remember them with gifts. We do not talk about them.
But, sir...
No, Arthur, not one word. We do not. And that has already been spoken in this house for the last time. You're old enough, son, to know what I mean when I say that. As long as you and I live, that person is gone. Nothing of mine shall that person ever touch again.
It's not fair.
No, Violet, it's not. You hear me well, children? You heed me. Or you will go too.
With Teresa Gallagher as Miss Violet Strange.
She's here. Where I thought you would be. Here. Look. The right-hand box nearest the proscenium.
That's not possible.
Strange. No other.
You can't mean to say it.
But I do.
Young silly chit.
Your words, Mr. Driscoll.
I know her father. I know her fortune. You cannot make me believe she is one of your agents.
Nevertheless, I can promise you her aid. If you want it, that is.
He was very displeased.
Sir, if you would be so good. Thank you.
Oh, Mr. Driscoll.
Miss Strange, good evening.
You're an opera lover. What do you think of her?
Of whom? Of the Carmen?
Of the new Michaela?
Good. I haven't especially noticed.
You say that now, but I can promise you, in a couple of years from now, that voice will be the talk of the world. What say you, Mrs. Pratt?
I do love her dress.
You wouldn't pay $1 to put it on your own back, though, would you? Now, dear Mr. Driscoll, you must promise me.
Whatever you ask, Miss Strange.
Take some special notice of Michaela this next act. That is a grand voice, such as only a great artist will ever have.
Effectively enough.
Yet you appear dissatisfied.
Well, yes, Cameron, I am. I sat right through 2 entire acts with your youthful marvel, and she spent the whole time hanging on a soprano's every note.
Is that the truth?
Miss Strange, allow me a hearing. You certainly can manage that, at least. My daughter.
Alicia?
As fine a girl as any in this auditorium.
You're requesting my services for her? What has she done?
Nothing.
Then the affair is not serious, I'm sure.
Any day the slander may ripen into public accusation.
Of what, Mr. Driscoll?
Of theft. Theft on a grand scale.
Jewels.
How do you know?
Violet Strange in society is a very different person from Violet Strange in secret. Of these jewels?
Inestimable.
Yet there's no hue and cry, no stop thief.
The items are always returned by somebody.
By you? This moment is what I've been waiting for.
Well, frankly, Cameron, I didn't see it in that light. You don't have another agent.
No, equally frankly, no. You want a mystery solved. It's not a matter for the police. That is, not as yet.
Not ever, please God.
The case involves women and only women. And the women are not only young, but one and all of the highest society. Do you tell me it's a man's work?
But Miss Strange...
No, sex against sex, Driscoll. And if possible, youth against youth.
It's just that it's hard to associate intellect with such a...
Successful debutante? That she is. And a girl of gifts, and extraordinarily well-placed for your purpose.
She's Peter Strange's daughter, Cameron. She has means enough for anything. Why consent to occupy herself with a detective agency?
That's her own mystery. You must ask her, not me.
Full, Miss Strange.
So evidently a member of what New Yorkers call society.
That doesn't trouble me.
Oh, good. My inexperience is not likely to last long, Mr. Driscoll. And my social pleasures are, I guess, more apt to add to my efficiency than to detract from it.
Then you recognize my need.
I do. And don't worry. This is my home. We can converse in perfect safety here. Think of it as a consultation. What you say will never go any further.
If the scandal should break out...
I could not do the work I do, Mr. Driscoll, if I felt it necessary to have any confidant. Make me believe in her innocence.
I'm not sure I can.
Oh, I have to believe. Now, my cases must be of interest to me. They must engage my powers without depressing my spirits. If not, I will not help you.
Well, then...
So, Alicia is innocent. Start from there.
They call themselves the Inseparables.
4 young ladies. They got themselves together 2 years ago. Now they lunch together, ride together, do everything together.
Oh, wait! Look at the line.
First, there's Miss Anna, daughter of Edwin Hewson, the railroad man.
Glorious material, my dear, but it would never suit me.
Miss Caroline West. Her name's been cited as a mate for Old Holiday's son, no less.
Captain Adam? Oh, quite a catch.
It's Moira's style to a T, though. Oh, isn't it just? Moira, come and see this gown. Oh, that is just a darling dress.
Miss Moira, the Yates heiress. And finally of the 4, my own daughter, Alicia.
Let's go inside. Moira must try it on at once. No arguments.
Whether down the aisles of churches or through the mazes of the dance at society parties. They must be interesting to know.
Too interesting, perhaps. It's begun to be noticed that things are not safe where they are present.
Things, Mr. Driscoll?
Articles of value. Coincident with the Inseparables' presence, an item is found missing from the dressing room or from the table displays of wedding gifts.
But you say that each such article finds its way back to its owner.
In the course of time.
And in a manner as mysterious as its previous abstraction?
I do not fix it, if that is what you mean.
Oh, no. Give me an instance, if you will, by way of further enlightenment.
Very well. Number of whom the Inseparables.
Where? My handkerchief.
Barnum was, in point of fact, the girl's chaperone. The handkerchief in question, an almost priceless bit of lace. Lace. Well, it was priceless, so...
Are you certain you brought it with you?
Positive, Miss Driscoll.
Well, we must search as soon as the lights come back up.
Why not at once?
Oh, Moira, we can't see, can we? Oh, don't worry, Mrs. Barnum. Your handkerchief is sure to turn up.
Oh...
But, of course, it did not, despite a careful search.
A party of 12 is too big for a single box. Who was not there?
Of the Inseparables, Miss Caroline West was in the adjoining box.
And her alibi is sound?
I don't like that police word, alibi, indeed.
But?
But it is, yes, a sound alibi. Mrs. Barnum, recalling certain rumors she had heard, she made note of which of the girls was with her when the lace went missing.
And how was it returned?
It reappeared in Mrs. Barnum's own drawing room among the cushions of a yellow satin couch. Yellow. A fortnight afterwards. The Inseparables had just made their call.
Who occupied the couch?
Miss Hugh and Alicia.
The field appears to narrow.
There is another instance that seems to point even more embarrassingly towards my one culprit. Miss Yates's father completed a big deal some months ago, and she had an expensive present to buy. The Inseparables went to Tiffany's.
In an imposing group, I understand.
You know this story?
Let me tell it to you.
I venture, Miss Yates, you may find something to your liking. Here.
Emerald! That is the exact color. May I try?
Certainly, with pleasure. This?
The very one? Oh, why, Moira, that is just perfect. Take it to the light and show us.
I should like to try the cluster. The diamond there.
And I, the sapphire on platinum. Oh, that is too modern.
And after, perhaps this one?
Of course, Miss West.
The stock was examined, eagerly fingered by all, and Miss Yates presently chose herself a fine set emerald. She was leading her friends away.
Miss Yates.
Miss Yates, may I ask a word?
Oh, what is it?
I missed one of the rings from the tray.
He is missing a ring. From the tray?
Was observed to be paler than usual,
Alicia's, it would have been.
and this young lady held her hands in her muff and did not offer to take them out.
I am very sorry, ladies, but...
Very well. Charge it. Charge it at its full value. I buy both the rings.
The purloined item found its way back to Moira Yates's home.
Inside a box of violets with no attached name.
I see you believe it is your daughter, and people are beginning to say so.
I am hoping that you will say not. Of course I am. But one way or another, this madness...
You're right. But whose it is, well...
Miss Strange, 3 days from now I open my house to some very notable people. The French ambassador and his wife are my guests of honor. I cannot forbid my own daughter, nor indeed her inseparable friends.
But you fear the event gives opportunity for an increase of the scandal.
Would not you in my position?
Then, should you be honored, Mr. Driscoll, if I consented to be a guest at your dinner party?
I suppose I ought to mention your fee.
Oh, I don't talk of such things, Mr. Driscoll. You must speak with the gentleman who suggested this meeting.
Very well. How did you come to learn of the incident at Tiffany's?
Is this the same tray? Arthur, not here. You'll get yourself fired.
This is the correct tray, miss.
The ring bought by Moira Yates.
Well, she bought both of them.
Well, you know what I mean.
It was a pretty good match for this one. And the other was much like this.
Pretty.
Will you charge it, miss?
I think not.
It would raise my commission. I know my help isn't great, but we'd be another step along the line.
That's an ingenious ruse. I spend Father's money to pay you commission to put toward our cause. I think it goes against the spirit, don't you?
It was just an idea, and you do like the ring.
Who would not?
Perhaps the lady that took it. Didn't she send it back to Miss Yates?
Oh, that's gossip.
You're working for old Driscoll, Violet, aren't you?
Fathers do get concerned with what their children do.
Don't I know it? I got another row last night.
Don't, Arthur, please.
No, it wasn't about you. Don't worry. Your name didn't even come up, let alone anyone else's. And he hasn't any idea of the true reason I need to work, Puss.
You don't need to work.
Well, you can't expect me to stand by while you spoil all your good times with police horrors. I won't have it. Not without doing something to help. It's completely unreasonable of you to deny me.
Unreasonable should be the Strange family motto. But I am delighted to have you working for me, brother.
Miss Driscoll, I can't tell you how elegant you're looking this evening. Not without insulting every other lady in the place, anyway.
Oh, well. What about you? You must let me have your dressmaker's telephone number. As for the sapphires...
Strange, so glad to see you. Allow me to escort you.
Thank you, Mr. Driscoll.
I shall see you later, Miss Strange.
Does she know why I'm here?
Of course not. You're an unexpected additional guest foisted upon her by a thoughtless parent. I won't even allow myself to question the motive or the wisdom of that temptation around your neck.
I couldn't eclipse Madame the Ambassadress's diamonds, but a jewel of consequence has to be put in harm's way. So out comes the family heirloom.
And if you lose it?
Well then, I will get it back. Somehow, mysteriously, as all the other things have been returned.
Why do I have such a sense of foreboding this evening?
Because you anticipate finding out the answer to your puzzle, and you fear it.
I hope, Miss Strange, you'll have a more pleasant soiree than I fear.
Oh, I have every intention of so doing.
But what you already possess in abundance, love and money.
But you can give me your love, and that is more than abundance, Adam. Darling. Miss Strange!
I'm so sorry, Miss Driscoll. I seem to have missed my way back to the drawing room.
I'll bring you there. You know Captain Holliday, of course.
To discover this scene...
No?
Truthfully. And I caught none of their conversation, Mr. Cameron, so you can put away that look, if you will.
Captain Adam Holliday and Alicia Driscoll, the accomplished daughter of the house, and under something of a shadow.
Many did whisper that, but if it were so, she wore that shadow as some women wear a crown.
You rehearsed that. It sounds as though you admire the lady.
I found myself the observer of a beautiful picture of youth and love.
Now, go on.
No, I did.
Some display of diamond for a homely woman.
Yes, indeed. 3 hours after dinner, and the inseparables were all together in one room.
Yours, of course.
Mine.
I think I could suffer the diplomatic life if bijoux like that came with it.
What a mercenary way to be thinking about marriage.
Oh, it's only in fun. Don't we all have enough?
Ah, Miss Strange, if only you knew. You can never have enough.
I'm not dissatisfied, Miss West.
Well, why would you be? All eyes have been contemplating you and your sapphires all evening.
Would you like to try them?
Would I?
Please, be my guest.
Me next, Moira, if that's all right.
That would be the trap baited, would it?
I was watching, of course, my pendant being duly admired and handled by all present.
And?
Whether dread or longing, I couldn't tell, but the cheeks of one were flushed, and those of the others pale.
Whose?
In good time, Mr. Cameron.
And did these really belong once to Queen Marie Antoinette?
Oh, that's the family legend, certainly. I'm told she quite lost her head over them.
Oh, they are exquisite, Miss.
Shall I just put them back here?
What? Oh, yes, anywhere on the dresser. I'll pack them up in the morning. I'm too tired now.
Tell us their story, do, Miss Strange. It must be romantic in the extreme. Better, I'm sure, than anything in our lives.
Well, I don't know about that.
Are you really going to leave your jewels there?
Where's the harm?
Oh, right by that.
I can't sleep without a window open, Miss Hewson, especially not in this weather.
So, this warning came from Miss Anna Hewson.
Yes, the inseparable who had no previous alibi.
Apart from Miss Driscoll.
Exactly so. But I chose to ignore her concern. I have something of a thoughtless nature, clearly.
Obviously, you left the bait then where Miss Driscoll had laid it down.
Outside my window, there was a balcony.
Did you know if any of the other young ladies' rooms also gave onto that balcony?
Yes, all of them.
You were hoping the culprit's madness would be great enough.
Madness is like love, Mr. Cameron. It knows no law. I felt certain that she would take the chance.
Again? Who?
Again. In good time.
Any one of you seen Miss Strange this morning?
No, Mr. Driscoll.
Mother?
Oh, you're looking particularly beautiful, Alicia.
Isn't she, though? Oh, allow me.
No shadow from the night rests upon Alicia.
And what glorious roses.
Adam had them cut for me.
Oh, we're on those terms now, are we?
Well, sir, I thought a rose for a rose.
For a rose.
Neither of you lovebirds has seen Miss Strange yet this morning.
No, sir.
Lovebirds? Father.
I know how it is. You two see only each other. Well, I'm sure the errant Miss Strange will show up soon enough.
Oh, Mr. Driscoll, my pendant. Oh, pendant.
It is gone. It's been taken. The sapphires Miss Strange was wearing last night.
They're gone. Somebody reached in from the balcony and took the pendant from my dresser in the night.
What?
We all told her not to leave it there, Mr. Driscoll.
Well, I did at least.
Of course, it is a jest. Just to frighten me as a warning not to be so stupid again, but I cannot make them give it me back.
Am I to believe this, ladies?
Miss Strange is hardly likely to be play-acting, Father.
No, sir, indeed not. Please, won't you tell them it's no joke?
Well, you can see this distress, all of you. The jest must end, here and now. I have to tell you I consider it a poor one. Miss Strange has learned not to ignore your good advice in the future. Now, produce the gems, whichever of you has borrowed them. Eek. Now, don't go pale on me. You're mocking the roses young Holiday just gave you, and don't simply stare at me. To know whose foot traversed the balcony last night.
It is easy enough, Mr. Driscoll, to tell that. The foot left this behind. I found it outside my window.
I fail to recognize it.
I hoped I should not have to exhibit it, sir.
Well, I am not going to play Prince Charming, and you are surely none of you Cinderellas. Who was wearing gold slippers last night? Miss Hewson? Miss Yates? Alicia.
Mine. But it was not I who walked in it down the balcony.
What story is this?
Believe me, Father.
How can I?
Oh, I knew from the first you were all in it.
How do you make that?
You're not known for nothing as the Inseparables. You go everywhere together. You hold all each other's confidences and you guard all each other's secrets.
Well, isn't that the normal way of friends?
It depends on the secrets. Am I right, Miss Strange?
I should hate for one of my own friends to point me out for doing something wrong. But you don't need to. Really, you don't.
Have you some special insight, then?
Well, I do have some awfully funny tricks, Miss Driscoll. I'm always being scolded for them, but somehow I just don't improve. And that's why the especial one of you ladies, who wore the slipper and who grabbed my pendant, she cannot hope to hide herself. Her fingertips will give her away.
Ridiculous.
One of my habits is to use a queer foreign paste to keep my jewelry bright. It's of a vivid red, and it stains my fingers dreadfully if I don't take enough care. You see? Not even the hottest water will take it off.
You used it last night?
Right after you left me. But being awfully sleepy, I never stopped to rub it properly from the sapphires. So...
Well, ladies, if your fingertips are not red, you never touched the pendant. Show me your hands, Alicia.
I am not a child, Father.
Show me your hands.
But someone has taken my sapphires, and I owe that person a scolding. Is it you, Miss Yates, or Miss Hewson, or Miss West? You who have your gloves on.
You do not need to see my hands.
I know, Miss West, you will be glad to remove your glove.
Caroline! How you have deceived us, you sly boots. Of all the Inseparables, you were the one absolutely immune from suspicion.
Why did you do it, Caroline?
Your alibi was established the night Mrs. Barnum's lace handkerchief was taken.
How do you know about that?
She's right. You were not in the same theatre box, Miss West.
Why have you done this thing, Caroline?
Miss Strange persists in treating it as a jest, Alicia. I don't see why you should take it as such a grave offense.
Then why did you come into my room to borrow my slippers last night?
Do you really want me to reply, or shall we just let it pass? Shall we keep the secret, Alicia, as usual?
You will answer, Miss West.
Very well. Yes, Mr. Driscoll. I wore your daughter's slippers. And I left one on purpose. Yes, I took your jewels, Miss Strange. Because it was time for an end.
And an end has come. You have been caught in a net.
Do you mean to say you can't see her faults?
Her fault? Alicia's? What fault, when you yourself have just admitted to this theft?
She is the thief, sir, not me.
How dare you attempt to escape by slandering my innocent daughter?
Innocent? If there is any innocence here in this room, it is not with her. Ask her what she has stolen from me. Go on.
You are raving.
I had a lover. She took him.
Caroline, you haven't done this.
None of this is true. Oh, but it is. And the love that I once felt for her, she has herself deliberately killed it.
Caroline!
No, I had faith, Alicia. I had faith in life, in honor, yours and his, and in friendship. And you destroyed all. He and I, And you dare to aspire to him, a thief you are!
I will not listen to this, even from a guest in my house!
You with your craven restoration of the trinket things she stole. You thought the matter cleared. You thought she'd be a fit mate for a man of the highest honor. You condone everything she has done.
Miss West, before you say one word more calculated to mislead these ladies, my hand never has returned anyone's stolen goods, of which thefts you stand now self-convicted.
You think me guilty of all because of what I did last night?
Why shouldn't we?
You fools!
It is a somewhat logical assumption.
Alicia, face me. Who took the Dempsey Carls? The diamond from the Tiffany tray?
It is not necessary for Alicia to answer.
Then how about Lady Paget's scarf? I was not even there that night.
You are a woman of wiles.
Mrs. Barnum's $500 handkerchief when I was sitting in another box?
That could be managed by a woman who would plant her friend's slipper in so elaborate a scheme of revenge.
I remember now seeing you lean over the railing, Caroline, to adjust Mrs. Barnum's shawl.
You cannot believe that I am guilty of her sin. I have told you my provocation.
Mr. Driscoll, sir,
Go away for a moment, Adam, will you? Please.
I can see I apologize, sir. Ladies, not the time. I'll take a walk.
No one can tame. I was an observer at a strange scene.
The more so, presumably, since it was you who caused it.
Those two women faced unexpectedly with the man they both loved. I saw a shudder pass from Caroline West to Alicia Driscoll, and then the look between them, surveying each other, possibly for the first time with complete understanding. Open soul.
Caroline.
Alicia.
Caroline, trust me. My God, you have served me ill. But it was not all undeserved.
I was watching a heart breaking.
Girls, neither Caroline nor myself are worthy of Adam Holliday's love. Caroline has told you of her fault. Mine is the worse.
Don't go on.
I must. The ring, the scarf, the diamond. I took them all. Even though I did return them all, I took them. And I took Adam.
Alicia.
You know how that curse has been over all my life. That longing I could never combat. The insane need for a woman who has everything to take yet more.
We all believed you were getting better.
Oh, I too thought I was. Love was working a change in me. Adam's love. But my curse condemns me to have stolen even that. And from my dearest friend. That love must be all over now.
Captain Holliday may have another view.
No, Miss Strange. I was mad to think that I could be happy with such a madness in my life. I shall never marry.
Never?
Nor shall I touch jewels any more. Not my own, not another's. Never again.
So it was you. All you.
Father! Father, you won't go back on your girl. Pardon me. I can't see Caroline suffer for what I have done. You must all pardon me. And help. Help me.
There.
For an instant, not a soul in the room moved.
We are all inseparable, Alicia. You know we are. Now is our time to prove it.
But hardly, I fear, your gratitude.
Oh, I don't know. An hour ago, I could quite cheerfully have thrown you out of my house for doing what I'd asked you to do in the first place.
I'm sorry. I'm not responsible for what was done.
Simply for finding it out. Showing me the real Alicia.
I only revealed what you already knew.
I think I may come to prefer the truth.
And Captain Holliday?
He may come to feel the same when he gets over his disappointment.
It will be bitter.
It can be eased.
Then I do not quit in disgrace?
You depart, Miss Strange, with my thanks.
And this check, which arrived today.
Mr. Driscoll is a generous man.
And you are progressing, Miss Strange. We shall have to start giving you some cases commanding even higher fees.
I am not a poor girl, Mr. Cameron. I do not struggle for subsistence.
No, but you don't want for nothing, or you wouldn't be doing what you do.
I have a cause at heart, I admit that much.
One which does not appeal to your father.
You know more than you're letting on, Mr. Cameron.
I also am a detective, Miss Strange, and one with rather longer experience than you, I venture to boast. There is a certain soprano. Since she appeared on the scene, you have never missed her first nights. And she's a bit of a mystery, isn't she?
I was 9 years old when I lost her.
Was it not enough that you should refuse to marry the good man I picked for you?
I couldn't love him! No child should ever have heard those voices.
You have disgraced me. You disgrace yourself. You stooped to the gutter to pick up this low-down scoundrel, this... You don't know what love means, girl.
I love him, and in the face of death itself, I shall go on saying I love him!
Very well, then. If that's how you must have it. You can be my daughter, or you can be his whore.
In the morning, she was gone.
Your sister.
More than that. She was Teresa, my elder by 10 years. She stood in my mother's stead to me for almost as long as I could remember.
Those children.
It must have been that very afternoon that Father came in where my brother Arthur and I were trying to play.
You are not to look out of the window for her, nor run to the door when the bell rings. She will never come back.
Has she gone like Mother?
No, Violet. Your mother lies in the cemetery where we sometimes carry the flowers. Teresa is not there, but you have to think of her as there, though she has no need of flowers. Listen to me, children. When God takes people to heaven, then we carry flowers to their graves. But when people die because they love dark ways better than light, then we do not remember them. We do not talk about them.
But, sir...
No, Arthur, not one word. Your sister's name has been spoken in this house for the last time. She is gone. And nothing of mine shall she ever touch again.
Every picture of her was destroyed. Her name cut from the leaves of books. The little tokens she had given us children were surreptitiously taken away. We began to realize we had indeed lost her. And then there was that terrible threat.
You hear me well, Arthur. You hear me, Violet. Heed me, or you will go too.
My life is turned by overheard conversations. I was 16 before another such recalled memories of that awful night. I was strolling through a picture gallery.
Isn't that Violet strange?
She'll never be the beauty her sister was.
Well, perhaps that's not to be deplored. Teresa made a great mess of it.
That's true. I hear that she and her senor have been seen lately here in town. In poverty, of course.
Well, that's no surprise, the poverty bit. He hadn't much go in him even as an ordinary singing master, let alone one for such airs.
You know, I never approved of Peter Strange's conduct at that time. He didn't handle her right. I do hope that one will be more tractable.
I never was tractable. In 5 minutes, I was changed from an irresponsible girl to a woman with a deliberate purpose in life. To find my sister.
That's the detective instinct coming out.
I hadn't up till then the least consciousness of possessing it. I heard she was working in a department store, and in my ignorance I looked first for the straight, slim, and exquisite woman I remembered.
You could never hope to spot her. You had to wait for her to recognize you.
The bargains I sought, the garments I tried on, the times I had my name spoken aloud at counters, till the day a woman turned and gave me one look.
Violet? Teresa?
Teresa, is it really you? I have been searching for some... Teresa, she has fainted. Someone, some smelling salts, some water. Here, help! There, my darling.
In the whole of New York, without help, you found her.
I did everything for her I shouldn't have done. The whole store thought me demented.
That's how discovery is, when you have the gift.
Oh, let me take you home, Teresa. Home? Your home. I have my limousine just
Your
on the
limousine.
street.
Father's limousine, you mean to say? No, Violet, nothing of his is ever to be used for me again. You've heard that said, I'm sure and certain.
We'll take a cab then.
And who will pay?
I will, of course.
It would be his money, Violet. I can afford my 5-cent streetcar fare, but a lady like you cannot ride the car.
So I took her to a restaurant for food and talk.
I will have a little bread and butter and some tea.
We can do better than that. And you need some feeding up.
Celebrate my last day at the store. Toast me and tea. Chin chin.
There's bills in my bag, Teresa. Eat, for goodness sake, if not for your own.
Your money is of very little use to me, I'm afraid, Violet.
Well, I will dare Father's displeasure.
I chose my course in life. I have to abide by it. I can touch nothing that comes directly or indirectly from the Father who cast me out. Don't tempt me. It's more than I can bear.
What can I offer you, then? What will you accept?
Your love.
God knows you have that.
It takes nothing from Father, and it goes some way to give me what my heart has yearned for. But no more, not another thing more.
You have his pride, his stubborn will.
So do you, little sister.
And your husband, is he well?
He's dying.
My God, Teresa.
Oh, don't worry. He would not be helped by any money, even such as I could take.
You had everything. You threw it all away. And for a man who is going to die.
You don't know him. You don't know me. He is the golden net in which my youth was caught and which holds me to this very day. He is all I have ever had. Here.
Went home to all the luxuries of our father's house.
Did you ever meet the man? The senor?
No.
It would have been an interesting study to see what he had, what handsomeness, what charm, talent could tempt a girl to throw up everything.
I don't know. Whatever it may have been, it was the greatest gift of the gods. For it got him a wife with but $10 in the world, but a smile as beautiful as an angel.
But he died.
She mourned him. They had a single room, high up in a poor, noisome court. It was no pleasure to enter. And at the moment of my life, it startled me as never the world's greatest singers had done. Had but to sing.
Her husband was a singing teacher.
Yes, and he had trained her with love. My sister had the voice and the soul of a prima donna. All it would take. A year with some great maestro in the foreign atmosphere of art. All it would take was money.
But not Teresa's $10. Not hundreds even. Thousands.
And the one sure source to which we might rightfully look for such an amount was closed to us by his own bitter will.
Nothing that is mine shall she ever touch again.
So that is why you work for me, Miss Violet Strange.
Every cent I have earned has gone to her.
You know, Driscoll complained to me that when he met you at the opera last week, you gave him scant attention. She was on the stage, wasn't she?
She made her home debut that very night.
I guess I can't criticize you then for unprofessional conduct.
Nor her. From now on, Mr. Cameron, you are the only one outside our family to share our secret. Someday my father will know it too. I hope he can be like Mr. Driscoll and
Together, let no man put asunder.
Is it possible, then, that we are man and wife, in spite of everything?
Valeria, you are married, girl.
The Law and the Lady by Wilkie Collins, with Abigail Docherty as Valeria Woodville. Party?
Only the one ceremony left now, and duly witnessed, it'll be all legal. Shall you sign first, Mr. Woodville?
Perhaps my wife.
Very good, sir. Your wife. Yes. Here, I'll give you the pen, my dear.
Oh, thank you.
And there. And I wish you both health and happiness with all my heart. Now, the old vicarage will be dreary enough without... Why, what's this, Valeria?
It is my new name.
What? You've forgotten your own already? God bless my soul.
Try again, my love. Your maiden name.
Let's hope you'll never repent parting with it so readily.
Valeria Brinton.
That's better. Now, Mr. Woodville, if you please.
An ill-starred beginning. The marriage register bearing the wrong name.
Go out, my darling.
Yes. The days of my ignorance are over, and my innocence. No flowers strewn in our path, no genial speeches, no bridesmaids, nor father's nor mother's blessing for either of us. Husband, and the love in his eyes.
At last, it is done.
Three years, delicious solitude, exquisite happiness, never to be forgotten, and never to be lived over again, to the end of our lives.
Mrs. Woodville, just rounding the fallen about...
This habit of perpetually addressing me by name I find a little over-familiar in a seaside landlady.
Or maybe off to the Mediterranean like you and Mr. Woodville. I must say, Mrs. Woodville, I would have loved a honeymoon cruise like that, but there you are. I'm a single woman. Oh, not for want of opportunities, I beg you will understand that.
Oh, forgive me, Miss Tomlin. Eustace, you've caught us already.
Hurrying to see you, my love.
Oh, well, we were dawdling. We're soon to see you. Oh, dear me. On an open beach, anybody might be looking. Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Woodville. There's a lady.
My good lord. You. Here.
What?
Eustace? Why, how do you come to be in Ramsgate?
How do you come to be in England?
Mr. and Mrs. Woodville?
Eustace. Good morning.
His mother. This is the woman who so obstinately, mercilessly opposed our marriage.
Do you know who this lady is?
I do not think I recognize the name. Woodville?
What?
Mother, this lady, this is Valeria. She is my wife.
The first expression of surprise passes from the woman's face. And now, replacing it, the most terrible look of mingled anger and contempt.
Wife.
Have you nothing to say to me?
Nothing.
I did tell you before. My mother was determined on my marrying another lady. Her mortification, disappointment, it is all because I have chosen to love you, Valeria.
Why does she pity me? Eustace,
Stop it.
You don't see the joke?
Oh, I see you are not like yourself.
The idea of taking my mother seriously, my darling, you don't know how you amuse me.
Do I amuse you, Eustace? She pities me. And you clearly want to put me off, to deceive me. Are you acting a part? Badly? And even before we've been married a week?
Valeria!
I will not hear it. I'm frightened, Eustace.
By my mother?
Oh, and you laugh.
Oh, for God's sake, my love, the business is between my mother and me, nothing that need disturb you. The boat is nearly ready. I want to spare you even a moment's pain.
You are failing then.
It's our honeymoon. Let us just sail away. Case, it's nothing to anybody now.
Eustace?
I'll speak to you for a moment, if you please.
Where is my husband, do you know?
Mr. Woodville's gone to the harbour, hoping to sail as soon as possible, he said.
I do not blame you, missus. I beg you not to think it. Miss Tomerlin, I am a gentlewoman myself. I feel nothing but sympathy with you. However, I have a duty to perform. Disagreeable, but duty. I'm just returned from Broadstairs. What possible matter can I'll put it to your common sense. Can a single lady in my position be expected to expose herself to taint? Is this about one embrace upon a beach between husband and wife? The public beach? Miss Tomerlin, we are on honeymoon. I make my remarks in a sisterly and Christian spirit, but I beg you will know I receive only the most respectable persons into my house. You will understand. Oh, I understand. You wish to give us notice to quit your lodgings. Oh, no, not that tone. Not those looks. You don't know what a sacrifice I've been making for your sake. Sacrifice? We'll say a week's notice for the lodgings. What sacrifice, woman? Oh, my poor dear. All. What are you talking about? A villain has deceived you. You are no more married than I am. Are you mad? Yes. Devoted myself to an ungrateful woman insulted by her own mother-in-law. I followed her for you. You did what? Followed her. Behind her like a dog. Oh, the disgrace of it. The Christian sacrifice of self. You followed Mrs. Woodville? That's where you are deceived, my poor dear lady. Your mother-in-law's name is not Woodville. Her name is McCallan. Your husband's name is McCallan. There is no Woodville. Yes, your name is not your name. Your husband is not your husband. Ridiculous. You are neither maid, nor wife, nor widow. You are worse than nothing, madam. And to leave my house.
Our sailing master says we may be ready to leave on the next tide. Should the wind serve.
A mere 4 days ago, everybody could see we were newlywed. To look at us now, nobody would doubt we've been married for years. Lester has brought us to this.
It will be prime sailing in the Med.
I want more time, Eustace.
What for?
I want time to accustom myself to my right name.
I don't understand you.
Surely you know. I once thought I was Mrs. Woodville. I discover I'm Mrs. McCallan. It takes some getting used to.
For God's sake, what have you discovered?
That is my point, Eustace. I know nothing.
Nothing. Of course, or you would not be here. And if you could just...
me under his own name. I find myself pitied as your wife by your own mother. Do I not have the right to ask why?
Perhaps I'd better tell the sailing master our plans are changed.
I'm not a child, Eustace. Why do you want to keep me in the dark?
For your own good. I love you, Valeria. I will not have you grow to fear me.
Why would I ever fear you, my darling?
You would. You must believe me. There are things it is better not to know.
What things?
On my honor, Valeria, as one who loves you. If you go a step further in this, you end all your happiness for the rest of your life.
With no choice but to go and see his mother.
I know what you have come for. You should spare yourself, and spare me.
I must be sure, madam, whether I am or not legally married.
Oh, child, there can be no doubt of that. For better or worse, you are my son's lawful wife. Whatever name he may bear, it is better for you than mine.
As she speaks, her eyes flicker past me a moment to a photograph.
Be satisfied with his devotion, my dear. It's more than many a wife receives.
That is a very good likeness of Eustace.
What? Oh, that, yes.
Who is the lady?
It is I.
The woman is seated, my husband leaning towards her in the photograph, holding her hand. How could this hard-featured, ugly creature be an object of his admiration?
Your question will lead to others I should not wish to answer.
He has sisters. Perhaps it is one of them.
No. I really should not answer this question.
The reason you were so opposed to our marriage, is this the woman?
Yes. No.
Then I hate her for it.
She is not your rival.
Then who is she?
She is not your rival.
I will have an answer, madam.
Her name is Sarah. She was my son's first wife.
Oh!
As God is my witness, child, I pity you from the bottom of my heart.
I'm disappointed. I thought to have married a woman who was superior to her sexy's vulgar feelings.
Do you mean me? Or this?
What have you been telling her?
What she should have known before you married.
Good God, everything?
What everything? Eustace?
There is an end to our married life now, Mother. Oh, thank you.
Had you told her the truth before you married...
Look at the world around you, Mother. The brightest married life has its passing clouds. When I say to her my first harsh word, what will she think then? Of Sarah's miserable death. That is what she will come to fear for herself.
Never, never, Eustace.
Doubt kills love. You are mixing a domestic hell for us, Mother.
What miserable death did Sarah have?
You see?
Eustace.
Finish it. Tell her.
That is your duty.
Tell me what?
My first wife died poisoned.
Eustace, I have never loved you more dearly than at this.
You could say no less, and no more.
If you had only trusted me before, I would still have married
Tell
you.
her the rest. You have to.
I was put on trial for her murder.
Not guilty, of course. Since you are manifestly not hanged.
You've never heard of the trial.
Why do you think she married me?
It's not 3 years since all the gossip of the country was of you. And when she found out your true name, I thought she must have known.
3 years ago, my father was dying. In the mountains in Italy. I nursed him.
You see, Mother? I chose my second bride more carefully than my first.
Eustace was tried in Scotland.
And he is a free man. His innocence is obvious.
There is a third verdict allowed by our Scotch law. A form of compromise. When a jury believes there is neither evidence enough to find a prisoner guilty, nor to convince of his innocence.
Was this the verdict at Eustace's trial?
Not proven.
The English newspapers called it the Scotch verdict. Slightingly. Not guilty, but not innocent.
Oh, I understand at last. The false name in which you married me. The endless warnings not to pry into your secret. Oh, my poor darling.
I beg you to forgive me.
Is it possible you doubt my belief in you?
The record shows the verdict.
The record is wrong. The verdict is wrong.
Oh, Valeria, your love for me is new and young, but you will read the printed reports of my trial, and soon the most innocent thing I do will cause you to doubt me.
No.
If you are ill, I bring you a cup of tea. You will know they said I put arsenic in her tea. If I kiss you, I was accused of deceiving her watching nurses with a kiss. Could we live together like that?
Yes.
No. As long as you were ignorant of this, happiness was possible for us. Now you know it. Our married life is at an end.
Do not treat her like this, Eustace.
My darling, see it the way the world sees it. You have been most cruelly treated, entrapped into marriage by a man the world suspects still, and of the most cowardly of crimes.
But the world is wrong.
My poisoned wife stands between us, Valeria. I know my own weakness. I have to submit.
You coward.
Forgive me. I love you, Valeria, but I freely release you.
I don't understand. To love a woman and leave her.
Time will change your way of thinking. Annulment of our marriage should prove easy enough.
No, Eustace.
Forgive me, Valeria. Farewell.
I refuse to give him up. My cruel husband of 5 days. It surprises me. I'm ashamed of myself for continuing to love him when I ought to hate him. But so it is. Head to foot wrong. And it falls to me to get him right again. And get him back. And be weak enough to forgive him.
Plain country parson who isn't used to peelers and petticoats be permitted to ask how you mean to prove this man's innocence?
Well, first I shall finish this record of his trial.
Nice reading for a young woman. It'll be a package of nasty French novels next.
After that, I shall try to form some conclusion as to who really murdered Sarah McCallum.
A young woman conceited enough to think she alone can succeed, where the greatest lawyers in Scotland have failed altogether.
Well, then I can put all sorts of questions the great lawyers think beneath their dignity to ask. And I shall not be discouraged. And I shall prove my husband innocent. There.
Do you mean to tell me you're going roaming about the country? Throwing yourself in the mercy of strangers? A young woman? Deserted, with nobody to protect you?
If that's what's worrying you, Uncle, I'm sure you can come along with me.
It's in early up there, you know.
The main witnesses in Eustace's defence are to be found close to Edinburgh.
So, what do you believe, Valeria? Beyond Eustace McCallum being innocent.
Well, I believe the prosecution was right in one particular. The idea that Sarah McCallum was dosing herself with arsenic and took too much of it by mistake. That smacks of desperation.
On the poor dead woman's part.
On the part of my husband's defence counsel.
Then I refer you back to the prosecution's statement. That Mr. McCallum bought the poison and killed her with it.
He bought it on her instruction. She was dosing herself secretly, little by little, in the hope of improving her complexion.
Does that work?
A woman will do whatever she must to win her husband's love.
I shall never understand woman. But not an accidental overdose?
No.
Poison is poison. I suppose you have no doubt that she did die of the arsenic?
None at all. The doctor's evidence is conclusive.
Then if not your husband, who poisoned her?
Helena Bewley.
Oh, no, my dear. There, I think you're mistaken.
Motive, madam. When my husband's diaries were paraded before the court.
Oh, those extracts from my son's intimate thoughts were a libel on his character.
They were his own writings.
A man may libel himself, but I believe he did. Rash words, produced in depression and despair. And they chose the very worst, deliberately, to blackguard Eustace before the jury.
You speak from a mother's experience of him. I from a wife's.
Well, this Mrs. Bewley, what's she like?
Oh, she's a remarkably attractive person. Modest, ladylike.
Sarah was jealous of her.
And are you not?
Oh, I know she was my husband's first choice, first love, before she married, before he took Sarah for his wife.
Took Sarah for his wife. Your husband has a host of good qualities, child, but his whole conduct towards women is that of a pathetically weak man.
Oh, that is harsh.
Well, where is he now? At all, the motives of that first ill-starred marriage.
Ill-starred indeed, and not the only one to my way of thinking.
When Eustace found he had lost Helena Bewley to another man...
He fell ill. He was confined to a sofa many weeks together, and various young ladies of their charity took turns to sit with him. Sarah was one.
Well, it became a little more than charity for her, I suppose.
Eustace was perfectly innocent of what was going on. Sarah's people became alarmed at her conduct. But their interference made matters worse. And one day, Sarah was missed from home and discovered alone in my son's bachelor chambers in London.
Oh, that matter must have been talked about.
In the vilest manner. The business would have been sad enough had Eustace possessed just a particle of love for her. But no, he had to save her character without even that, by the only honourable means. He declared publicly that Sarah had visited him alone as his betrothed wife.
Good. Good man.
Poor, wretched man. My son sacrificed his happiness to a foolish woman's honour.
And then, about a year before Sarah's death, he heard that his first love had been widowed.
The prosecution revelled in his diary entry.
I have it by heart. She is free, my beloved Helena.
Is free. And I, woman with whom I have not a single me, by my own act, a chivalrous action, noble self-denial. I married on impulse, just as if I might have jumped into water to save a drowning stranger. But she loves me, poor thing, and I can only pity her. She wants my love, but I have no love
to give her. And now, Helena is free.
His pen is his most deadly enemy, I should say.
Nearly did for him at his trial. But on my oath, he never, in all their married life, gave Sarah any less than all his care and absolute consideration.
Valeria, you look... I don't know, girl. You look...
A little nausea. It will pass.
I'll ring for some tea.
That diary. Those passionate expressions of love for his Helena. He loves me, dearly, truly. But he loved her before. I hate her, his Helena.
So, you are going to turn yourself into a court of appeal? Force the world to pronounce a just verdict on Eustace?
It's a grand thing to be young, Mrs. McCallan, isn't it?
You deserve to have married a hero, not my son.
I am more than content.
And you will achieve your aim by proving Helena Bewley a murderess?
If I can. Perhaps you could introduce me, if you please, to that particular old friend of your son, who witnessed in his defence.
Whom do you mean?
I wish to talk to Mr. Dexter.
Oh, the last person any young woman ought to associate herself with is Miserrimus Dexter.
I have reason to think Mr. Dexter's advice may be of real assistance to me.
Are you out of your senses, girl?
I am not, indeed. Mr. Dexter was my husband's oldest and closest friend.
He claimed.
Why else would he then be a house guest at Gleninch?
Your project is a mad one.
I shall be the judge of that.
I can't allow you to go out there by yourself.
I shall have my uncle with me.
No, he won't be enough.
I was champion boxer in my youth.
Well, may I venture to ask, madam, what would be enough?
I will be going with you, to be sure. You obstinate hussy. I can be headstrong as you when I like. Yes. Put on your bonnet.
Now?
But tea's just...
In a mad project, appropriate enough to consult a mad man. So, the sooner this is over, the better I shall be pleased about it.
The whole place is practically tumbling down about our ears, and he calls it a palace, does he?
Dexter says this wreck is a standing monument of the picturesque and beautiful.
And he's mad as a hatter.
I suppose we have to announce ourselves.
He keeps no servants.
Let us knock then.
Who this God's breath? You do so at the peril of your lives?
Is this the species of gentleman you expect me to meet, Valeria?
Follow me.
I warn you, my handsome Antonies, I reanimated myself, great departed spirits. Goneril and Regan, you are as welcome as any she-devil children. Come to mock at me, have you?
Nothing of the sort. I'm your old friend, Mrs. McCallan.
My two unnatural daughters are here. And, Albany or Kent, sir?
Dr. Elias Starkweather, sir. clerk in holy orders.
Mr. Dexter, I have brought this lady to meet you. She is Eustace McCallan's second wife.
Oh, God!
It's as if she'd shot him.
His wife. His wife. Oh, pity me. Pity me.
It's the man in whose assistance I have so confidently placed my trust.
If you'll take my advice, niece, we should replace him in his chair and go now at once.
No. Bring Eustace McCallan's second wife to me. I am a gentleman. I must apologise to her.
The fit is over, is it?
I am sorry, Mrs. Eustace McCallan, if I have caused you distress. Some people think I am a little mad at times. You came, I suppose, at one of those times. If some people are right, that is.
Permit me to help you up, sir.
I am a very tender-hearted man, Mrs. Eustace McCallan. Horrible trial. Sudden reminders of that past can sometimes throw me back. Unutterable, nervous suffering. My thanks, Reverend Sir. Accept my excuses. I am a miserable wretch. I invite you to pity me.
I do accept your apology, Mr. Dexter.
Mamma McCallan, what is the Christian name of your son's second wife?
Why do you want to know?
I can't address her as Mrs. Eustace. It recalls the other one.
Who are you talking about? Sarah McCallan?
Don't! If I am reminded, my fortitude will give way. I shall burst out screaming.
My name is Valeria.
A Roman name. I like it. My own has such a ring to it. Miserimus Dexter. My bodily build would equally have been Roman. Had I been born with legs, no matter. I shall call you, unless you disapprove.
Far from it.
Hold the lamp close, Mamma McCallan. What do you see, Mrs. Valeria?
A bright, intelligent face. Light chestnut hair and beard. Lustrous. Waving. Blue eyes. Large as a woman's. Clear as a child's.
Do I frighten you?
Certainly not, Mr. Dexter.
Mamma McCallan, see nothing here of that poor martyred angel?
Are you comparing me with Sarah?
What figure was there ever more beautiful than hers?
This is not seemly, sir.
What a life was hers, and what a death. What a death.
When you are ready, Valeria, I think I am.
Nobody knew her true value, save me.
Tell me her true value.
What interest can you have in a dead woman you never knew?
We should not keep the horses waiting much longer in this bleak place. Valeria.
No, you have ideas of your own about Sarah McCallan's death.
You have that motive in coming here to see me.
I have pledged my life to prove my husband's innocence.
No. No, I have not courage enough tonight to open the grave.
Oh, come. You've seen him, and he's made a good show of himself.
More of this will only become tiresome, Valeria. Come away.
But I die to hear you. Perhaps tomorrow. Dine with me. Tete-a-tete, huh? Until then, away with it. The too interesting, the too exciting subject.
Was drive, I must say.
Nothing more remarkable than the dust heap.
In England, we'd have all that carted away out of sight.
Tidy England.
But then I suppose there's no good reason to hide it away here. Gleninch has been deserted 3 years and more, after all.
Mrs. McCallan is right. That house is unhappy.
Well, unhappy things happened here, I'll allow.
It keeps the secret of Sarah's death, Uncle. It holds the antidote to the poison.
It's waiting. Everything here is waiting for the new mistress to set it to rights. You, Valeria.
No. I'll have done with Gleninch when I leave it today.
Don't be too sure of that. I'll tell you, time has its surprises waiting for all of us.
You have me alone and quite at your mercy, dear Mrs. Valeria. A martyr at the stake. Poke the fire. Do.
You are one of my husband's oldest friends, Mr. Dexter.
The oldest and the best. Wherefore, he alone took pity on me. Even as a boy, I would walk the earth for him. Could I walk?
You were his house guest at Gleninch.
We were inseparable, both of us.
I have to ask you, do you believe Eustace?
I have to ask you, how do you think she died?
By the hand of a poisoner.
Helena Bewley.
Helena Bewley.
Oh, I have lived long enough. At last I have discovered one other soul who sees as plain as I.
What? Are your ideas my ideas? Do you suspect her too?
Suspect? There isn't the shadow of a doubt.
Have you not ever told anyone else of your certainty?
There is no evidence.
But you were there. Surely you might have found such
Look
evidence.
at me, Mrs. Valeria. How is a man tied to this chair to search out evidence?
Then how can you possibly be so certain?
Moral certainty. Can I describe her cunning? Mrs. Borgia Bewley? Oh, I myself am positively cunning. The devil is comparatively, but Helena Bewley is superlatively cunning.
She wrote to Eustace, informing him that she would be in Edinburgh.
Cunning, obliging him to invite her to Gleninch.
My theory is that with her husband dead...
Yes, who can say she had no hand in that? She needed but remove the obstacle preventing her from being Eustace's wife. Mind that, and listen now, for I excel in narrative dramatic. Scene, Gleninch. Dexter discovered in his room. He reads. The time is 2:30. The morning silent. He hears a sound, as of a handle turning. All doors are locked, save Mrs. Bewley's room. He listens. Voices. Helena and Meade.
Take care, ma'am,
says the girl.
That crippled man is sly as a fox.
Says Helena.
No more. I cannot bear his pain another day.
This is the very morning Sarah took so ill. The very day she died by poison.
Yes. And the day Helena Bewley left Gleninch.
Did I not tell you how she was cunning?
But what you heard may merely have been that intention to go. And for the best of reasons. That she did not want Eustace to suffer for her presence, knowing he loved her still.
Oh, then what are you to do next? Helena Bewley is innocent. Her maid is innocent. Eustace is innocent. Who else can you suspect? Have I poisoned her? The Sarah who was all goodness, all kindness, that saint upon earth? Does anybody accuse me? I loved her. I adored her. I have never been the same man since her death. I've wept over her. All through the horrible night after she died, I was there, taking my last leave of the frigid remains of the angel I loved. My Sarah. I kissed her cold lips for the first and last time.
The doctors had locked up her room.
Has she thought to have all the doors against me the night before? Her love laughs at locksmiths, Mrs. Valeria. I had her key. Oh, God, the room comes back to me. Her dead face rises in my mind. Where did I leave off my story?
You said you had a key.
No, you're wrong. Key? Nonsense. I never said that.
You had the key to Sarah McCallan's room.
That's it. I was telling you what the maid said to the mistress.
You could get into Sarah's room whenever you liked.
It was the letter. The maid said...
The letter. Oh, my heart. Every word in it a dagger.
You loved Sarah McCallan, didn't you?
The mistress said...
Show him the letter. You must do it.
You saw how she loved Eustace.
The maid said...
No, shan't. It will break his heart too. Stuff. Nonsense.
You knew she was taking arsenic, trying to make herself better looking for him.
Let him suffer. Let the worst come to the worst.
Did you give Sarah the poison?
The maid says... No, the mistress, loud, positive.
The diary will hang him. I won't have him hanged. But it doesn't matter. We can get him off anyway.
Dexter is a master of defence.
We can.
Did you kill Sarah so no one else could have her?
I shan't have the letter. You scoundrels, how dare you?
Touch my chair, my chair.
It's me. How dare you touch me? The mistress says.
There is no mistress, no maid. Mr. Dexter, it is you. You killed Sarah McCallan.
We got him off. Not proven. But what of the letter now?
Tear it up.
Burn it!
There is no fire in the grate.
No matches in the box.
Household topsy-turvy, servants all gone.
Tear it up then. Pieces. Shake it down into the dust heap with the rest.
Waste paper. Throw it away.
Paper gone forever.
Sarah gone forever.
Oh, Sarah. Sarah, Sarah. Gone forever. Gone.
Useless, changeless grin. Mute. Vacant. Night has come, and it has taken his mind.
The doctors say he is in a state of absolute imbecility. There is no hope for him.
There never was. And we can be sure of nothing until we find this letter.
A madman's ravings. A murderer's ravings. He can never stand trial, you know. I entirely fail to understand why you're wasting good money here. Having a dust mountain sifted for fragments which probably don't exist.
The strain is showing in you, Valeria.
It's true. I cannot eat. Sickness. It has been like this nearly a month, on and off.
Oh, my poor innocent child. Is it possible you don't know? You're to be a mother.
Valeria! Valeria! The very same thing. Buried in the dust heap, just as Valeria said it would be.
Show it to me.
It's a little burnt in places from hot ash and torn, but you can hold the bits together like a puzzle, see?
What can you see?
This is from Sarah. Read.
Inch. October the 20th, 1870. My most dear husband, forgive me. I am a jealous, unhappy creature. Always fearing another woman has got my place in your heart. Well, now I know. Miserrimus Dexter, your oldest, falsest friend, has been practising upon my weakness. He said he could prove your love to me. He has the keys to your room and your desk. What other keys he may have, I can only guess. And fear. My door is locked against him. I have struggled, but I could not bear the unknowing. I have read your diary. At last I know what you really think of me, and what you feel for Helena Bewley. Be it so. I will not stand in your way, my love. There is no sacrifice on my part, no merit. I know the man I love with all my heart and soul shrinks from me whenever I touch him. I have the means of death close at hand. I was taking it, only now do I know how much in vain, to make myself look better and more lovable in your eyes. It will not fail. To relieve you of your ugly wife, Sarah McCallan.
Poor Sarah, most diabolically practised upon.
Your quest is ended. There in your hand, you hold the triumphant proof of innocence.
It is not quite the end.
Oh, surely you must use it to make a public vindication of your husband.
Would that be mercy to him? Or to the memory of his wife, whom even Miserrimus Dexter sought to protect?
Protect? The monster destroyed her.
Sarah's own fears destroyed her, and Dexter's unmanly, crippled love. But true devotion. It shows in his attempt to preserve her reputation by destroying her letter. This letter.
He did it to protect himself. All his duplicity revealed in it.
And all his love. And all Eustace's failing in love.
Bring your husband here. Summon him at once.
Would that not just be to hurt him?
Well, has he not hurt you?
Your duty as a wife demands you prove his innocence. Not to mention this quest in which you've dragged me half across the country.
I am well aware of my duty, Uncle. But no. I will wait.
Why, Valeria? In God's name?
I have said I will wait.
For?
You ask it every day. And I forgive you every day.
Have you got the letter here?
Yes.
Still sealed up?
Oh, don't talk of reading it, my darling. Spare yourself the pain.
I am not thinking of myself. I can leave the letter sealed. Give up the vindication of my innocence in my own lifetime. And if I do, Valeria, would you say I should be acting with mercy and tenderness towards my dead wife?
There cannot be the shadow of doubt, Eustace.
I should make some little atonement for the suffering I thoughtlessly caused her.
Yes.
And shall that please you?
Oh, my darling. You will enchant me.
Where is the letter?
Here.
Unread, I will leave my innocence to him.
In The Law and the Lady, by Wilkie Collins, Valeria Woodville was played by Abigail Docherty. Eustace was played by Richard Conlon. The Reverend Dr. Starkweather by Ralph Riech. Mrs. McCallan by Eileen McCallum. Miserrimus Dexter by Stephen McNichol. Helena Bewley and Miss Tomalin by Gayanne Potter. And The Maid and Sarah McCallan by Laura Smales. The Law and the Lady was dramatised by Roger Danes and directed by Patrick Rayner.